It's an answer.
Heard.
Hey, it's okay. This is gonna be the most dead stream ever because everybody's gonna be watching Deltarune.
No, we're picking some days to do our
What other day
our
could
reading
we?
stream.
What other day could we do? Blend works Tuesdays. Monday I like needed a rest day. And then Thursday can. I mean, Thursday can work, but also like let's be real. Let's be real.
Yeah,
Doing anything on Wednesday afterwards of this month, immediate death zone because Deltarune and then Switch 2. And I'm just like, it's okay.
To be fair, Switch 2 is kind of a mixed bag.
I mean, yeah, it's a mixed bag, but a lot of people are gonna be playing the new Mario Kart, right? Those who could get it upboard a Switch 2.
I don't care about the ding and the Switch.
Yeah, look, the Mario Kart looks awesome, and that's all I care about, and that's not enough for me to pay $450 on a Switch, especially when your girl is having to afford things for 1.0 times in August and all that.
Oh shit, hang on.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, August birthday times and all that is coming up soon, so that'll be fun. Oh, thank you.
Wow, I wonder who that is.
Wow, I wonder who that is. Wow, huh?
That's fucking crazy.
Uh-huh.
My birthday's this month. I'm quite excited.
Hell yeah. Birthday.
Yeah. And I got my Funny Rain World stream in on my birthday, so I'm happy about that. It might be like a couple days before or a day after. It depends on the everything going on with me. I need job. So if I get job before then and I have to like adjust my schedule, there's a chance I might do it like sometime over the weekend, etc.
Gabe, when the hell is your birthday?
June 20th.
I feel like I should like know this, but
I have your birthday in my fucking phone.
Oh fuck, that's a Friday. Damn.
I put yeah, that's on a Friday. I put everyone's fucking like if you like passively state your birthday in front of me and we're friends, it's in my phone. I'll know.
I should do that. I vaguely remember like the birthday months of my friends. I don't remember the exact day, and I feel bad.
Yeah, I see. This is why I write them down. Because if I don't, I'll forget.
my ass just being in stunned silence over here. Where I'm like, I've known Gabe like for 7. I've known Gabe longer than literally any of my other internet friends because like the group that Gabe and I are from predates all my other internet friends. Like, it's bad when I can't. Jeez, I know Emily's birthday, kind of. Like
kind of.
It's like July. It's like July 14th, 16th. It's the middle of July. It's the middle of July. It's like July 14th or 16th. I swear, it is somewhere in that window. You're checking right now, aren't you?
Well, now that you said that,
I assumed your silence was that you were checking it.
I was yawning, dude. I'm fucking tired. Em's birthday is on the 16th. Ding ding, you're right.
Okay, thank fucking God. I was like, it could be on the 8th, but I think I'm misremembering someone else for the 8th. Yeah. Look, I never took birthdays too seriously, mainly because, like, especially when it comes to gifts, I'm the kind of person who just kind of does more sporadic gift giving and such. However, I do try and time it where I'm like, okay, I have a gift idea for someone. Neat. Birthday or Christmas is in like a few months from now. Beautiful. I can plan around that. I can kind of plan around that at least.
Yeah, I already have something in mind for Gabe's birthday. I just need to figure out how.
You do?
Yeah.
Question marks. Okay.
It's I remember you saying a while back that you needed a new controller.
Oh, that's true. I did need that. Fuck. Thanks.
It's just like I'm debating. It's like, do I just hand you the money for the controller, or do I just like send you the controller?
Either is okay. Listen, you gotta recognize, I'm so bad at accepting gifts. So if you say you're gonna get me a gift, I'm like, ah! And then that's it.
I kind of never mention my birthday for the explicit purpose of like I never want to hear someone say that they're gonna get me something, mainly because the response I have to I have the decent resting bitch face, and I especially can have oh hello adorable, can we get a shout out for adorable please? I especially have a tendency to be a bit like when someone says they're gonna get me a gift, I kind of just look at them and I'm like okay. Legit, if someone promises to get me a gift, I'm like, okay, sure. And that's it. I have no expectation or anything. I'm just like, all right, sure. Mainly because I have been disappointed too many times by people saying they're gonna do things. And I'm just like, just don't tell me. The best way you can do something is by not telling me that you're gonna do it and surprising me. Because if you tell me and you don't do it, fuck you. One of my goddamn high school friends, Emily knows her, like we're still friends today, but she promised to make me, she at one point was like, hey, you really like foxes and stuff, I'm gonna make you a cute fox plushie since I'm learning how to crochet. And I'm like, why would you tell me that? I'd love that, but why would you tell me that? And sure enough, like 3 months later in fucking November of that year, she's like, hey, yeah, so that gift I was gonna get you, my dog actually ate it. I'm like, okay. You know you could avoid it of all this if you just didn't tell me you were going to do a thing. Because now we don't have to face the awkward situation where, like, I don't know if you were actually working on it or not, because dog did X is, like, unfortunately the most stereotypical excuse used in history.
See, I take things at face value all the time, always. It's just the autism. Yes.
Absolutely, yes. But like, dude, one of my roommates is like, yeah, for a gift this year, I'm going to like fix up the doors so you can like close your door easier. Like, I can't buy anything, but I can at least do that. I'm like, oh, cool. Anyways, it didn't happen.
Nah.
I'm just like, just don't tell me shit. Do not give me details about, unless you need explicit input from me on a given thing, do not tell me jack fucking shit. Do not tell me jack shit, because then if you don't do it, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be upset versus if you did it and half-assed it or something and it didn't come out, like, dead ass, don't tell me anything. Don't tell me anything, because then there's no expectations, and if you do a thing, great. If you try and do a thing and it falls through, I don't need to know. If you do a thing and it's like half-assed and it's not the greatest in the world, I still appreciate it because you did a thing. I don't want to be told you're going to do a thing and then you not do the thing, because I'm like, oh wow, you really couldn't motivate Eddie, you couldn't have done. The most that you could do was tell me you were going to do a thing and then not do a thing at all. Seriously, I'm very fucking particular with gifts, and it makes it hell to buy gifts for me. Mainly because everybody overthinks this facet of me. Sky has issue buying gifts for me because she overthinks that. But like, a lot of people are bad at buying gifts for me. And over here, I'm just like, I'm able to buy gifts for pretty much anybody in the world because I've realized everybody talks about themselves enough that I can get details on what they'd like, and everybody also assumes they're never going to get gifts, and it's the easiest thing in the world to manipulate in the best of ways.
Oh my god!
The number of times I have gotten Sky more gifts than I've gotten any other human being in the world because she does such a good job at accidentally talking about herself and her and what she wants, and I know she'll never buy any of the shit that she talks about.
Yeah, something that I know just from like 1 million years of autism being bad at communication, it's that if you give people the open space to talk about themselves, they will gladly do it.
And like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Of this information? No,
yeah.
I don't remember anything.
So I used to have such a hellish time like getting gifts for anybody. Because it was just impossible to know what's against people, and I didn't know like expectations and everything. Sky kind of helped me break out of that, not intentionally on her part at all. It was just eventually I realized she would mention things. I'm like, oh wait a minute, literally everybody does this in one way or another if you pay attention. And also, if I just stop overthinking about having to get them a gift for this specific time of year and just get them a gift when I have the thought, or write down what the thought is for them, then I can just hold on to that until the given event of the year. Easy fucking peasy.
Yeah, if you hear somebody wants one dying, you can always just like buy it and then just put it in your fucking closet.
You can
and
just
wait
hold
till it's,
on
like,
to
their
it.
birthday or Christmas or whatever. And
The
be like,
number
"Here
of
you
times
go."
I have held on to shit, like, I think I had a few gifts for Sky over the years that I was holding on to for like months and months on end, and they were usually like small things and such. Like, I've gone that shit, the girl a bit too many. I literally got her a fucking like one of those goth umbrella parasol things. I got her a literal parasol, not like an extreme high quality one,
Yes.
but she's never used it because that would require going outside. But she still has it.
Damn real.
That's so fucking funny though.
Yeah, no, like buying gifts is honestly really fucking simple. Is it a hard skill to master? Absolutely. But the moment that you figure it out, and it's like, you can literally just go up to a person, ask them some like tangentially related to questions to a topic, get the sus on like if they'd be excited for a thing or not. Like literally thinking ahead is your best fucking friends. You can think so far ahead and be stocked. You can be stocked on gifts for a person for like life. I've ran out of. I can't buy Sky any more gifts because I kind of splurged and got like anything that she would have ever wanted.
Yeah, like I'm holding right now my birthday gift from this year from one of my friends, and he knew what the fuck to get me because I remember distinctly he asked me, like this is around the time I was getting into Common Rider, and he asked me which one was my favorite rider, and I told him honestly, and then when my birthday rolled around, it's just like. Like day of my gift came in because he ordered it off of eBay, and when it came in, it's just like I opened up the packaging. It's like, oh shit, it's my fucking favorite Kamen Rider's driver. Excellent.
Yay.
I could geek out with this.
I'm very particular when it comes to like themed gifts or such, like after a special interest. Primarily because my family was fucking terrible at buying me gifts, especially in high school. In high school, they're like, oh wow, she likes Doctor Who. We should buy her everything Doctor Who from head to toe. I'm like, I hate this. I no longer want to watch Doctor Who for a minute. You bought me
It's
the
why,
most basic ass Newberry Comics type shit you saw at the front, the front of the store. Seriously? My aunt, however, was always much better at buying gifts because she would go a bit harder and like go to like Etsy before it got ruined, for like unique shit and all. And I had
Gosh, Etsy was good.
when Etsy was good. Etsy when it was good.
Miss that world.
She got me a Gabe, I think you would remember pictures maybe. She got me a sick ass scale mail dice bag. I know I've sent it.
I remember.
Yeah, because I would jostle
that.
my scaly I would jostle my scaly ball during D&D.
Right. You don't have to call it that, you know.
That was the joke that we made back then though, right? I got,
Dude.
but yeah, that was like a indie artist that she found online and commissions to do that, and I'm like, that is still probably one of the best gifts I've received, because like it didn't cost her more than your ordinary. She paid like a little extra for it, sure, because like, you know, independent artists pay your artists, but like still was cool as fuck because it was a unique thing that you wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. If you are buying your gifts off the front of Newberry comic shelves, I'm sorry, but you need to work on your gift giving skills. I am sorry. I do not mean to be mean, but I'm also gonna be mean. If you are buying the thing because you looked at the front of the Newberry comic store and saw it, like, you are really just being like, oh hey, you can be better than this, unless they're like, you know, it can be a little bit easy for someone who's like a hyper fiend about a given like subject or interest, where it's like any little fucking thing is going to be enough for them, be it like a t-shirt, anything you do, then that's fine. But there's a limit to that, right? And yeah, my goddamn, my grandparents, when they noticed I was in the Legend of Zelda fix, got me a fucking dark green bathrobe with the like the Triforce in the back of it. I'm like, I don't mean to be mean, but return this.
Yeah.
I hated it. Go ahead,
fair.
Glenn.
I had a similar experience one Christmas where one of my uncles, he noticed I was getting into into horror manga. Got me a Junji Ito shit. Like a Junji Ito shirt, but it's like one of my least favorite Junji Ito stories too.
Oh.
It's just like, man, fuck.
Especially with Junji Ito, because I've read a little bit of Spirals. I hated it. But like, that stuff is very particular.
Like with my current brain rot of Project Moon, I would very much like love a lot of Project Moon shit. Like I was scrolling around on the like merch of Hamman Pang Pang, the fucking nothing there umbrella. I would laugh my ass off if someone gave that to me.
I've been like.
Wait, no. Wait.
Are you looking this up?
Hold on a second. Did this just get confirmed?
What's up?
I'm seeing people talk about Final Fantasy Tactics on my goddamn timeline. I'm having to check for a fucking second.
We are very sidetracked.
We are very sidetracked from reading. However, Pragma, Sony did like their state of play today. Final Fantasy Tactics. What's the fucking news on this bullshit? News.
I'm also seeing Silent Hill.
Yeah, something about Silent Hill. I don't care about that.
What the fuck?
So like I was like, I don't think I need to worry about the Sony event at all. Like a new Final Fantasy Tactics would be neat. Is it a new Final Fantasy Tactics or
like I heard from my coworker that the state of play was happening soon. It's like I am very ready for disappointment.
Yeah.
Like if it ain't Bloodborne, I ain't interested, Sony.
Is it just a port of War of the Lions? It might just be a port of War of the Lions. The Evilist Chronicles. Whatever that might be. Okay, yeah, it is. It is a
remaster.
Yeah, it's a remaster of things. Okay, that's still neat. We've not really had a proper remaster of Final Fantasy Tactics. Hi, I've been playing out my Vita recently. Also, man, I fucking hate that the Vita got dropped as hard as it did. Such a good system. Oh, also a new Bloodstained game. Neat. Hi, I know we're supposed to do Library of Ruina things, just also video games are neat, and I have to skim through shit really quickly. But... And then, oh yeah, the like, completely new Silent Hill location game and everything. Yeah, there's that. Yeah. There's also a new thing by Suda51, apparently.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there's a new thing by Suda51.
And you didn't fucking... Hang on, Google.
I gotta look at this.
Romeo is a dead man.
What fucking...
I'm putting it in voice chat. I'm putting it in voice chat for y'all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh my god, this art's... Oh, okay. Oh, that is a really neat art style. Okay, then.
Sorry, welcome to fucking Yap Central stream.
I mean, we are effectively
like,
doing all reading and everything, right?
We're just hanging out. Fuck yes, social style.
Yes, one of y'all can just have state of play open on the side while we do reading things. I wasn't too worried about it, but... Also,
Suda51.
okay. What is this? I just saw this game while searching for articles called Never's Ends, which apparently has devs from Destiny, Triangle Strategy, Octopath Traveler, Enter the Gungeon, and Gang Beasts, which is a lot of different works.
A lot of people, a lot of talent.
But I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, that's another tactics game. Neat. All right, cool. Right, okay. So, reading.
Okay, I'll have...
You're
I'll have
hav-
this in the background. I'll yell at you if important.
I
But-
what would be important? Like, okay, Suda 51 definitely important, right? I definitely consider that important. I don't.
I want it, but I don't have a fucking PS5.
Chances of Sony's been really good about porting stuff. Eventually, chances are strong that shit's gonna be ported. Eventually.
I don't know about that. The fucking massive elephant in the room of Sony that is Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Okay, that's. I don't fucking know what's up with that. Okay, but
Unless we get like PC Bloodborne or like some other like,
PC
nuclear
Bloodborne would
video
be the only shit that would matter out of a Sony thing.
I will be screaming at the top of my lungs if they ever port that shit. That will echo throughout my state.
I mean, like everyone and their mother has been waiting for it. Wait, hold on. I'm like skimming through. Gabe, if you go to a little bit back in the state of play thing, there's a game called Hirogami that immediately jumps out to me. In its visual style. And it's on Steam. I'm putting the Steam the Steam trailer in the voice
I
chat.
forgot they're doing a new Digimon.
Digimon is such a funny series in that it's just going on in the background constantly.
Yeah, and it's awesome. I play the fucking TCG, it rules.
But yeah, Gabe, check that out in voice chat when you have a moment. I'm streaming live game in Discord. Yeah. All right. Cool. Reading stream.
I'm streaming. End of statement.
Reading stream. We are effectively doing reading stream now. Yippee! It only took like about 30 minutes, but it's okay.
This is cool. Fuck.
Look, anything out of the state of play would purely just be like indies that are gonna be on PC. That'd be the only thing I'd be interested. I'm like, oh hey, that looks cool as fuck. Thank you for. Oh, it's on Steam. Great, cool. I have a PS5. Do I regret buying it? Kinda, yeah. I kinda regret buying it for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I gotta be fucking real. So,
yeah.
we did get through everything of Urban Nightmare last night.
Yep, yeah, we did.
Right. I guess everything is in order here for us to go through because all the later fights are there and we ignore Angel of Ruina office. Right. I need to get the numbers back on fucking screen. There we go. I'll just... I do have a mandate. I am reading Zhao. I don't care if the numbers are off. I will fucking read Zhao. I do not care if it's like Blaine or Gabe's turn to read. I'm reading Zhao at the very fucking least.
Nah,
Okay.
that's the case. I'm claiming one as well. I'm not sure this is.
You
this is
can
one,
have
but
Yon. You can have Yon.
I want Yon, and if this is a thing, I want to read the Black Silence.
Black Silence has to be a thing. Oh, Black Silence isn't a thing. Interesting.
Fuck.
Interesting.
No.
Alright, then I just get Yon then. Fuck me.
I don't get claimed anyone smiles. I die.
Do you have anyone you would want to claim? I thought you wanted to claim one of the reverb on, like you want to claim like Tanya or Greta or something, if I remember correctly.
I mean, I like them, but you know.
I could have sworn you had claim on them last stream or something. I forgot.
No, I didn't fucking claim
No,
on
Gabe
anyone.
didn't. Yeah.
Understood. All right. Well, let's get down to reading. Will there probably be a third stream at this rate? We'll see.
Well, how deep are we right now? Let's see.
Well, we have
We're half an hour in.
yeah. We have 92.
half an hour in.
We have a 92 books. We got through 92 fucking books. The problem is almost every single book is has a scroll wheel.
Some of them are
Some of them are
short.
short. Right. Leo Association is a battle-oriented fixer association specializing in all-out combat. We receive requests from wings and fight great battles for them. Some may see the Leo's fighting style as old-fashioned, but we get frequent requests from those who want strong-willed and determined warriors. Most requests that come our way aren't complicated. 9 out of 10 are resolved by simply marching toward enemies and defeating them in battle. It doesn't require specific strategies or certain personnel. We're the Leo, the association that solely exists for war. That doesn't mean war is the only type of request we accept. After all, a fixer is free to take any request. The catch is that all requests must be reported to the Hana Association after you deal with them. The report must include the details of the request, the client's info, how the case was resolved, and any other relevant information. Once the report has been submitted, Hana Association will assess the performance of the office and its fixers, and evaluate them for promotion or demotion. That's how the grades of offices and fixers are updated. Therefore, a fixer's grade doesn't necessarily correlate with strength. One last thing I'd like to add is that there is a line fixers shouldn't cross. A fixer may advertise themselves or their office to get more requests, but they should not threaten people to give requests to them. This is an area handled by the Hana Association and,
The Alfie.
Alfie? Okay.
Alfie, yeah.
Alfie Association. What's Alfie?
That is 11.
Understood. What language is that from?
I can't remember offhandedly.
And Alfie Association, a specialist in dealing with
I think German.
We already have German, I could have sworn, because we have the Zwei, right?
It's
Google. Enhance.
let me check because
Swiss. It's Swiss.
Ah,
yeah, I was
Swiss.
about to say I was thinking Swiss. It's
A specialist in dealings and transactions. Of course, associations shouldn't have to worry about running out of requests in the first place. I do love that they're like, hey, you can't beat people up for requests. Only these associations can do that.
To be fair, given what we know about the Hana and the like specifically me and Gabe, what we know about the Alfie.
Yeah, because Alfie didn't come up at all in this game, because, I mean, it makes sense. Alright, which of you two want to take Lowell, and we'll go from there?
I will take Lowell.
Sure.
Xiao was a cold person who wouldn't easily show her feelings, even though the Liu consists of those who only face forward and never express any emotion in battle. Xiao was especially hard-edged above the rest. I kind of wonder if she was capable of possessing emotions at all. Her tone was dry in the most upsetting situations, and she seemed apathetic to the loss of several colleagues, never showing her emotions in response to anything. But, so really looking at after herself, that was my impression of Zhao. I thought the path Zhao was walking was completely different from mine. We disagreed on every aspect, from strategies to personalities. I thought my relationship with her would stay a formal relation, between two co-working directors of an association. I don't remember when and how we got so close to each other. Couldn't be bothered to push away the person who naturally came to my side. We started spending more time together, outside of work. People intersect one another somehow. Though, I have no clue how our paths managed to converge, or what about the paths led them to cross. One thing I can say for certain is that our relationship isn't a superficial bond between two directors. We need each other because we cherish each other, not the other way around. Can you really call it love if you only cherish your significant other because you need something out of them, at the very least? I don't think of Zhao as an object of exploitation or gratification. However, I know that preaching love is utterly meaningless in this city. A fixer should never be carried away by emotion. I know well that a person at a position as high as mine should be extra careful. I've seen countless fixers who brought private matters to the office grounds, only to be met undesirable results. The moment you get swayed by something you cherish, you lose yourself. You neglect your own safety. When a human, a creature that always puts itself above all else, loses their edge because of what they hold dear, and places a higher priority on it over their own life. The consequences will be grim in any case. Knowing this, I decided to remind ourselves of one thing when we plighted our truce. Our trust. Whatever happens to each other, we won't put ourselves at risk, as I thought. Zhao agreed plainly and rightly. I can trust in Zhao, and I was glad to have this person as my lifelong partner. It was reassuring to know that Zhao wouldn't throw away her own life if I ever died. Focus on my own survival, even in a moral peril. Perhaps my heart has grown stronger since I met her. Having her next to me was already a great help to me at that point.
Yeah, wouldn't throw away her own life. She very much tried to. She might have tried to go out in a blaze of glory. God, I think this is what I'm most interested in seeing what the fallout will be in Limbus Company if these fuckers come back. Like there is so much potential for really messed up shit to happen if these guys come back eventually. If, when, and where. Hi, Bianca, darling. God, right, I forgot women are hot in this setting.
I forgot about women.
I forgot about women. I mean,
What was that voice?
Gabe knows. Gabe knows exactly what that voice
I had
was.
forgotten about my sexuality.
What?
You can be gay.
Nephew!
You can be gay if you like women. It's called bisexuality. I had
And the fucking
forgotten about bisexuality.
What?
I hate that post.
Okay,
because
okay.
It perfectly nails down Titus's like fucking internal monologue narration.
I think-
I hate it.
I think what I think what I love about it is you really don't have many people going for. You don't have many people going for the kind of voice work that Titus, like the guy did for Titus, especially. Blinn, here is his voice chat. I'll post this in here as well. Because when Titus is
truly
doing his narration, he has a very specific cadence he goes into it. Like his head voice versus his like real, like his in-person voice is. I really love the distinction about it. And this fucking guy just nails it extremely, like literally down to a science of like the in cutscene normal Titus voice of rushing the goddamn fucking line in like a side type in any side type thing. Titus's voice actor had a tendency to like kind of like speed through the line, and then narration was always just like really well poignant pace. It's not bad speeding through the line. Blinn, you need to experience Final Fantasy X eventually. I love this game extremely. People like to meme on it.
Forgotten about bisexuality.
You can like women if you're gay. It's called bisexuality. I need to get that
have
theme on my goddamn soundboard.
Bisexuality. I can get it for you. Like I'm gonna be so real with
Oh,
you. I can get this.
I just no. Well, no. I need to get the background theme to be able to just do that.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
I had forgotten about bisexuality.
I'm keeping this. I am keeping this and saving it forever.
This is one of the best videos of all time.
I am stealing this for my characters. This is so fucking funny.
I literally like women. You can
I
like.
literally like.
You can like women if you're gay.
It's called being bisexual.
I had forgotten.
Yeah,
About
Blinn, if you know nothing
bisexuality.
about Final Fantasy X, you really.
Well, no.
Huh?
Okay, no, so I know about 10. It's just it's been a minute.
All good.
Like-
I mean, Gabe's gonna be playing through it fully eventually.
Like, you want
Eventually,
to know
I
what's
gotta
funny?
replay
I learned about this recently. Apparently, according to my dad, 10 was my first, and I liked it a lot. I just don't remember it because I was a fucking kid.
That's funny as hell. I finished 10 as a kid, and I was a dumbass of a child, and I still remember that. I
don't
literally like
remember
women.
anything. I literally like women.
Generally, like Final Fantasy X is one of those like kind of cornerstone games for me. Like it is also
Wait
one
a
of my.
Oh, hang on. Fucking hang on.
State of play things.
Journey devs are making a new game.
Okay.
This is important to me.
Wait, no.
specifically.
Wait, is this the sword
no,
riding
this
thing?
is Squid,
Yeah, this
actually.
is the sword riding thing. We knew
You
about this.
lied. That's fucking Abzu team.
Yeah, this is the sword riding thing game.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. This is the one where you're surf riding fucking surfboarding on a sword, and also it's a
Okay,
U-type
never mind.
character.
Continue
This
the
was-
process.
I know
Baller
why
as fuck.
I know why you said it because that literally that said this
They have
interests
the same visual. Oh, they have the same art director.
yeah
That's why.
this interests me a lot more than Journey. Well, not Journey, than Abzu. Like I'm immediately taken by the looks of this.
He's so nice. I love Abzu.
I'm sorry.
I
I don't know why I did not like Abzu. I may have to replay it someday. I just did not click with that.
I don't know either of these games, and I'm looking at this, and it's making me very interested.
It's very pretty. They're art games. They're really pretty. They're fucking gorgeous.
I am all excited to have a fucking sword skateboard.
I fuck with Abzu. Let it be damn known. This shit comes out in August. I'm playing it.
I'm not gonna lie, I just miss like the feeling of playing a game that has the soul of a skateboard. I miss Tony Hawk.
Yup, everybody play Bomb Rush Cyberpunk now!
Baller game, please do. I play that shit with mods and I go at Mach 20.
Alright, right, we're reading.
Amazing. God, I can't wait for the next Airframe Ultra playtest. I really hope you two are able to get it on it. Alright, Gabe, you're taking this one.
Locking in. God, I love women. Anyway.
God, I love women.
The
Beauty of being bisexual.
I was half ready for Gabe to do the tip breath voice. I gotta be real.
You want me to? I mean, it's like really easy for me to like just go into
Whatever
it.
you want to do, fam. Whatever you want to do.
The Liu is an association that specializes in warfare, where we work for the single goal victory. However, victory isn't necessarily won in battle. The ideal course of action begins by identifying the reason the enemy intends to fight in the first place. Next, we break the enemy's will. Only then do we launch an attack on enemy forces. Even when war is inevitable, we mustn't hope for victory after starting the war. Secure a path to victory before engaging in warfare. The Liu engages in battles that are already won. With a strategy that is fated to lead us to triumph, we face enemies that are fated to lose. In other words, we don't participate in a war that cannot be won. Blindly charging into the fray isn't always the path to victory. Fucking give me 1 second, I'm getting messages!
I do. What if you're being messaged about the Giant Squid game, like, right now?
It's not, I'm getting at in a server about other shit. I like how the tip voice still hasn't left me as I've, like, stopped narrating. It's just, we're in.
We're in.
You know the issue. Anyway. And while strategizing allows you to look ahead to see where victory lies, it doesn't ensure that you will reach it. Therefore, it's crucial to assess the strength of the ally and the condition of the enemy before you determine if you should advance or retreat. It's up to the director of each section, our leaders basically, to decide what to prioritize and what to discard. For instance, Director Lowell is extremely cautious. He's not hesitant to retreat and reorganize his forces if there's a slight disadvantage. On the other hand, Director Zhao tends to push things forward as long as there's an opportunity to count on, but she isn't reckless about it. She designs elaborate strategies that will overcome the odds. Director Lowell's choices aren't always wise, and Director Zhao's choices don't always result in a smooth victory, but the two work their hardest within their abilities.
No wonder it was so fucking hard to get through the Liu. It's because they're coming and they're like, we're here because we win this.
We win these.
We're here because we win these, and we already figured we can win this. I'm like, yeah, no, damn fucking right. You're right. You can win this.
Like, Roland, like, explicitly stated before those receptions, like, hey, like, just to let you know, Angela, these fuckers come in knowing the fact, like, hey, this is, we are designed for war. We will fucking beat their asses.
Can I show you guys a post that my friend just sent me, actually?
Sure.
Sure, what's up? Wake up, distort.
It's just that's just Anne being like, on second thought, maybe it's a bad idea to have her watch over me as I sleep after not sleeping for 30 hours straight.
On second thought, maybe it's a bad idea to have her watch over me as I sleep after not sleeping for 30 hours straight. Benjamin, move the fucking carbon cut out of my office.
Man, I want an Angela cut out.
Just have her in your house. You put a little party ad on her.
I'm thinking of the fucking one dude who has the fucking Argalia cut out.
What?
I need to find it. It's a GIF I have on me somewhere amongst my my favorite GIFs. What the fuck is it?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, here.
Welcome in, Raiders. Hello, Lacree. I am Rinienna, your local Slick Bestie Poison Jargo VTuber and Variety Queen Supreme. Welcome by. Hello,
Fuck.
darling. Hey, Bianca B. I hope you're listening and like lurking and still listening. This is the kind of nature that environment that you need to nurture within your mods is making them compete with each other. It's always fun. It's always funny as hell.
I've been like fucking destroying you every single time at this. You gotta catch up, Lynn.
Amazing. Hello, Pakistan. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Hi, welcome in. What were y'all up to? You're playing Dead by Daylight. God, so many of the new dragons we took in play. I cannot understate how many of the new dragons play Dead by Daylight. Oh my god. Almost every single dragon I clicked on plays Dead by Daylight, and I just laugh at it constantly.
It is a fun game when you don't take it seriously.
I can never play it because I unfortunately have a tendency to give everything my a serious take, but yeah, no, not my type of game. But valid to people who enjoy it.
I have a feeling you would have enjoyed the 2v8 game mode then.
Probably that did look
that
like
one is like sillier.
That did look remotely interesting to me. We do a lot of community stuff, I would figure, but like, yeah, that also fits your vibes perfectly. Look great. You are into a bunch of horror games and such. By the way, have I spoken to you about White Knuckle? I need to get more people into White Knuckle. I need to play more White Knuckle. I miss that game already. It's just like, that I gotta lock in for that game. My gosh, but thank you so much for reading in, darling. I appreciate it. Lucree is one of my fellow Dragon Council members. She actually just got brought into the council a few weeks ago. She plays a lot of horror games over in general, especially Dead by Daylight, but also a decent amount of Repo, so hopefully she'll be getting to play with that. I love me some Ruina. Yes, we are currently doing a bonus stream reading through all the books of Library of Ruina. You see that number, like, up in the corner? I'll have hand tracking eventually. You see that number up in the corner for me? That is how many books we've read so far. We've had so many. But hi, I am a extreme fan of Library of Ruina Lobotomy Corporation. I mean, literally, if you can't notice, my outfit is based on a mixture of the main character of this game's two outfits. I am very cooked. But yes, I love these games extremely. And we are currently reading through the lore in advance of reading through the two books before Limbus Company. I don't know what the fuck they're... I have an idea of what one is about now because one of the books here literally refers to it. I have no fucking clue what the other one is about. I have no goddamn clue what happens in the other one. But I at least have a decent idea what Distortion Detective is about because, you know, the name. But... Oh,
yeah, I was about to ask. I assume you're talking about
I am 100%... Yeah, I'm 100% talking about Distortion Detective. I got no fucking clue what Leviathan's about.
You will find out.
I will find out. And we'll be doing a read-through of that. But yeah, if you'd like...
we need to ping Nomad for once we do that.
Honestly, that's probably gonna be like happening in like the later portion of the month, I think. Probably.
Damn, that's gonna suck then for me. Around the 28th of June, I'm leaving for a road trip.
Oh.
How long is that road trip?
A week. So I'll be back around like the 5th of July. Because,
yeah, alright, good to know, since I didn't want to start Limbus Company in July. I mean, we'll probably be doing the readings, like doing that in like a few weeks then, before the road trip then. But yeah, if you'd like, I do have my full playthrough of Library of Ruina over on my YouTube VODs channel. You know, casual 150 hours of stream content.
I will say, like, as someone who's been here this entire ride, it has been a fucking trip watching this shit.
Library of Ruina, hard-ass fucking game. I am very grateful for going through it. Oh my god, there's some bullshit. I did have to use the cheat engine for one fight, and one fight in particular towards the end of it, but yeah, they don't fuck around. Project Moon kind of has some of the toughest games I've ever played, but like also the fairest games I've played, and yeah, I don't know, I enjoy their stuff a lot. I enjoyed it a lot.
And their design philosophy is they will hand you everything you need to beat whatever fight is coming up ahead of you, but they will design the fight around that fact.
Oh my god, I forgot about May's fucking ooh face. Lacree, no worries if you do.
I love her so much.
Lacree, no worries if you do have to raid and dash. I completely understand. Please take care of yourself, dear. Otherwise, feel free to lurk in while we go through so many books. We're going through so many books. 3, 4, 5, and this is 6. Outside of weapons and martial arts, the most important thing that provides us with protection is our clothing. It might look like a fancy suit with golden decorations at first glance, but you know how a fixer's attire is no ordinary clothing. It's mandatory for people working in relatively higher sections to wear clothing adorned with the Moonlight Stone. M Corp single... Why did we not read... What is this lore? What?
They did mention this, I think, in the actual cutscene.
They did? Okay, with the Moonlight
I think
Stone.
so.
M Corp's singularity, what the fuck? Of course, the Leo doesn't have the exclusive right to use it, so you can see it on the clothes of other fixers and syndicate members too. The Moonlight Stone emits a golden glint, and you can either gild your clothes with it or make ornaments out of it, which is what their clothes are gilded with, understood. The Moonlight Stone mitigates or shuts off psychological affliction induced from all kinds of mental attacks, pressure, interference, and all that, whether it's caused by seeing, hearing, or feeling something, or a direct assault to the mind. Although, I don't really know how the stone works. They said it amplifies a single purpose or thought, making people forget the mental pain coming from outside, or fortifying the mind as it's surrounded with a giant barrier. It's all thanks to this clothing that we didn't panic when we saw the crying children, a distortion. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Understood. I will be heading out. I'm so tired. Please have a good rest, Lacree, and thank you so much for coming by again. I very much appreciate it. Alright, thumb time.
Thumb time.
Flint? Yeah.
The thumb is the most cultivated and humane of the 5 fingers. Yeah?
Yeah?
I wouldn't say that.
How dare you question them? Cut off your tongue now.
Me and Gabe know things.
Uh-huh.
Wait until you get to my syndicate rankings on how transgender friendly they'd be.
I know who you're referring to about that specifically.
It's I had a whole conversation with my friends about this. There was a winner.
I actually kind of want to.
It is not the thumb.
Yeah, I figured not.
No.
Just be polite and know how to respect others. But then, why did the thumb on top in the list of syndicates one would never want to get involved with within the survey of fixers conducted by the Hana? In spite of such good manners, the reason is simple. Hierarchy is absolute for the thumb. To us, it is as natural as the fact of nature that split blood only flows downwards, not up. One is expected to give unconditional obedience to a higher authority. That's where the relative
courteousness
of the thumb comes up.
It
I'm
is-
sorry that I was just
It
I
is
just fucking
very
started
amusing that
laughing.
you are having trouble finishing this because of the fact that, yeah, uh-huh.
Okay.
It's that fucking opening statement that
It's
got
the
me
most
really
cultivated
mad.
and humane. I'm like,
You spoke up to a higher up without permission? Cut off your tongue.
No.
okay.
Don't want to be here.
Alright, Gabe, you get old man.
Fuck.
Hey, it's Godfather times, Gabe. Lock in.
It's not a bad time to tell you I've never seen The Godfather.
I've never seen it either.
Okay, awesome. Capo de Capi, Godfather, Sotto Capo, Underboss, Capo, Captain, and Soldato, Soldier / Goodfellow. The thumb is divided into these 4 echelons?
Yeah,
Echelons,
echelon's
yeah.
the word. Yep.
Yay.
The hierarchical structure is still effective outside of the syndicate. For example, a common fixer is comparable to Soldato. An associate fixer to a capo, a board member of a wing to a sotto capo. This is how the hierarchy is to be interpreted. No outsider is exempt from this rule. No matter how you usually behave, you must remember your place and respect our rules when you're dealing with a thumb. If a young, oblivious fixer walks up to a capo and speaks to them, that poor Pisciotto?
Yeah,
Pisciotto
yeah,
will
that
be
sounds
rolling in
right.
the street the next day with his jaw and teeth missing. On the other hand, someone with the right level of authority or a person of higher class would be a different story. If a person on the same echelon as ours were to approach us, we'd gladly greet them and hear what they have to say with an open mind. Conversations with them are to be conducted with courtesy and decorum. Furthermore, if the person you're dealing with stands on a higher echelon than yours, they must be treated with utmost devotion and delicacy, such as yeah, that was correct. Such is a rule of ours, and the respect to their position. Don't be too bitter about it. Indeed, class is earned, not given for free. It is only right to give it respect it deserves.
I love that, like, this effectively means that, like, anyone that's the boss of their own place is basically equivalent to a head, even if they're below that in, like, social, like, there's...
At one point, eventually,
Because Angela's
Oh, I
considered,
shouldn't have missed.
the way that, like, Catriel cuts her off her own tongue because she talks to Angela, which, Kahlo is like, hey, she is equivalent to me. Fucking shut up.
yeah,
Yeah,
they,
he's equivalent
they're
to me. Shut up,
really,
you suck.
the way that they, like, perceive even, like, rank structure outside of their own fucking shit is so evil. Anyways, on the sliding scale of syndicates that were most likely to be transgender friendly to you, the thumb places relatively low down because they wouldn't really give a shit
Yeah.
at all. You get no benefits. Why would you join them?
Yeah.
This is just gonna be my own opinion about what I'm about to say. I feel like the middle is kind of like around that same level of they don't really care.
What? Are you kidding me? If you fucking come out in the middle and you're like, hey, I think I'm gonna try she, her pronouns now, they're gonna be like, fuck, yes, that's our little sister. And then if anyone misgenders you, you're gonna
They
die.
will beat your ass. Yeah, right. Hey, right. I forgot.
You misgendered her. That's going in the fucking book of vengeance. Bye.
We only interacted with the index and the thumb here. I don't think we, like, saw anything of the others, right?
You will see all of the others at one point.
Well, I mean, I figure, yeah, Limbus is basically, like, doing Library of Ruina on a grander scale of interacting with the city.
Well, it's mostly just because of like entities outside of the library were interested in what the library offered.
Yeah.
But then with Limbus Company, it is a road trip around the city.
Yeah, we're going on a
you're
road
going
trip.
everywhere.
We're going on the happiest road trip ever. The road trip.
Totally not. Yeah. Yeah. But we have actually interacted with someone from the middle in the Library of Ruina.
We have?
Yes.
Okay. The thumb uses various types of bullets. I imagine it was, was it like in
No.
a direct story thing, or was it in an outside fight, in a general reception?
Direct story.
Huh. Gotcha. The thumb uses various types of bullets. We picked the right ammo for the right situation, but as you can guess, the price of those bullets is a serious drawback. Not even the thumb, one of the 5 fingers sitting at the apex of the back streets, can just waste bullets willy-nilly. That's how costly it gets. You can't get trigger happy. Because of that, the thumb fight with the bayonet and buttstock of their guns most of the time, and only fire bullets when it's absolutely necessary. The buttstock is built to be solid enough to crush most things to a pulp, and the bayonet is pretty handy as a sword. Some just stick to raw strength, though. Thank you, Boris. Woman. God, I forgot how hot Catriel was. Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fucking, whose turn is it? Is it my turn?
It's
man.
Blinn. With Catriel,
Yeah.
we hit the magical 100. We're in triple digits now.
That means we only have 47 left.
We only have 47 left. How
You
hard
might
could it
get
be?
the story.
I don't have my yippee soundbite. I was about to play something.
Oh man, my voice cracked. Fuck.
The thumb's chain of command is simple. Obey the orders issued by your superior unconditionally, and do not question the intentions of your superior. Kill if you're told to kill, and die if you're told to die. You cannot defy the orders, no matter how baffling it may seem. Those who violate them are punished on the spot, even if the order is made by someone whose rank is only one step higher than yours. You're still obligated to follow it. There's nothing you can do about it, unless another person whose position in the pecking order is even higher than your commander's decision to step in and take your side. There is one exception, however. It's when a high-ranking individual temporarily devolves in their power their power to a subordinate of theirs. Usually, this occurs if they have urgent business that prevents them from joining a meeting, or when they need their peer to know something that the subordinate can explain more professionally. It's still a rare occurrence even then. No one transfers their authority for the fun of simulated uprising or other trivial reasons. That's how significant their hierarchy is to us.
I love, like, you're reading this, and I'm just, like, analyzing Catchall's design. I'm like, why is she so appealing to me? Besides being a woman and having, you know, chest, I'm like, okay, first off, combat suit. Second off, God, I really do just have a thing with women with glasses. I really just do have a thing with women and glasses.
There's a lot that appeals to me with the Catchall's design.
There is a lot that really fucking works here.
It's the stuff you mentioned, and then like the bandolier, and I'm also a big sucker for women with guns.
Like, just 10 out of 10. Extremely hot woman. Beautiful. I love women.
I love the type of woman that'll actually just kill me.
And then we have fucking Dennis.
He is short. And
He
it's
is so
funny.
short. Itty little bitty baby body, and I hate it.
Short king. Anyway.
Dennis
Sorry,
gives such
animal.
trans mask vibes.
Kinda. You should be in a better fucking syndicate, man. I say better as if any of the other ones
I mean,
are
like,
better.
I was thinking of
my-
it. I'm like, the index probably sucks. The index probably sucks so much, mainly for the fact that you could just get a prescript that's like, change your gender. Now it's like, I don't know. No.
And then fucking, and then the proxies are like, oh, referred to you by the other pronoun that you now must be referred to by.
Nope, can't make that joke.
What?
Spoiler, I
There
imagine.
was no, there's a force fem joke approaching that I said no, never mind, post cancelled. Can you fucking imagine, like, just doing your own thing and then getting handed a prescript and all it says is start taking estrogen?
They just had, like, the prescript comes with a vial of it or whatever.
Oh my god!
Oh, hey, I didn't know you were trans. I didn't know either until the prescript told me to start taking estrogen, and I got really fat titties, and yeah.
I think I'm down for this,
I'm
actually.
down for this, actually.
Damn, they really were right.
That's on the, like, it could go the other way too, right? Because fucking index, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it is just Lamau,
You
the
are,
city said this.
you are hoping the best on the city's literal canonical vibe check.
I also looked up Dennis's height, and it is so much funnier than I expected it to be.
How
What?
bad is it?
He's 4'9".
He's 4'9".
Wow.
Dude, I could
Alright.
pick him up and spin him around.
Yeah. Alright, Gabe, go ahead.
Even in a powerful syndicate, weaklings exist. Cowardice can surface among the strong, and chaos can ensue from the most faultless rules. Not everyone in the thumb can abide by the rules without a slip-up. What happens when one violates the rules? If someone is trying to disrupt the hierarchy, they will be purged in a few ways. It doesn't matter if it's a member of the syndicate or an outsider. Every person must abide by the rules. The degree of violation is irrelevant. That doesn't decide the weight of the purge. The one thing that matters the most is the fact that they showed insolence. The lesson is marked with blood so that no one dares to break this rule again. That's the most important one. It might seem like nitpicking, but there's one basic principle to remember. Don't get on the nerves of your superior. It's such an elementary part of the basic decencies for human relationships. Yet so many people seem oblivious of this.
Short.
This is like the most minimum
Mine.
wage worker mindset ever. It's like, don't piss off your boss. It's that fucking easy, you dipshit.
Given his rank, that's understandable. He's a capo.
Hello, Finding Nemo.
It's-
Not one of them
Finding
called. But,
you did not just call Captain Capitalist
4, 5,
that.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool, 12. We're on 102. Yippee. We live in turbulent times when wings are destined to fall behind in the market if they don't respond to patent disputes effectively, big or small. It's one of the reasons patent wars are that much important. Those mega corporations sue one another for patent infringement or accuse one another for stealing their patent. Us small fries can watch the giants clash without worrying about getting caught in the crossfire. In fact, we benefit from such conflict. There are unspoken rules that you need to remember to keep your stake in a patent war. One must patent their technology separately for areas outside of the nest or other domain under their jurisdiction. One must avoid admitting to infringement before carefully reviewing the lawsuit. The rights to a technology cannot be protected if its details were publicized through advertisements or such before the patent was registered, etc. Patent wars break out for so many reasons. It'll take a day and a half to list them all out. Thank you for having not that long of a story. Yippee. Behold, Goth Central.
Part of the capitalist office. Notarization is the process of drafting a document to officially certify a deal between two offices in case these things happen. A notarial act is fairly powerful. Through these documents, you can verify various facts and secure executory force. Meaning, if one side doesn't carry out their part of the contract can be enforced on them. There's no need to argue about who is to blame. Notary acts exist to stop unnecessary disputes from occurring, and it's the job of notary public offices like Kane office to help with that. Oh, and the city is divided into domains. It's similar to how the Zwei Association sets territories for policing. It's fair to expect at least one notary public office in every domain. And this isn't to say that you can only use use the notary public in your domain. If you can't find a notary public, or if the office isn't functional for whatever reason, you can always go to other domains. That would cost a bit more. And a lot of people still choose the latter since they need to get business done in a hurry. Not every notary public office has the same level of professionalism, after all.
So they're kind of not lawyers, but like, trying to think how to reason them and everything and how this works. They're basically law, like basically contract enforcers, I guess, or whatever, or like help you with going through contract work and everything. Interesting.
They're kind of like consulting, I guess.
Yeah, they're consulting. Yeah.
No, not of the devil.
Never trust a consultant. Love that you immediately know where my mind went.
No, if they say they're a consultant, they're a consultant. If they say they worked in consulting, then there's a corporate spy.
Valid.
My beast wants to bark at me.
Well, yeah, a short one to read at least.
Hey man, give me 5 seconds.
Hi.
Hi, Shaper.
Hi, Shaper.
Contracts should be signed on equal terms with the
Oh, okay. You're just taking them all.
with the consent of all parties involved, and the offices must fulfill the terms of the contract following the mutual agreement. It's a societal boundary that keeps us humans from betraying each other's trust as we coexist. Although these principles are rather abstract, they exist to prevent anyone from devising lowly schemes and ensure that each party gets just benefits. The head's rules don't cover every small detail, so you can say this is a necessary addition to fill in those gaps.
Why are you redeeming a check-in? It's for you!
Because my...
Is it? Oh, it's not working. That's why.
Yeah. Why are you not working? It's sending my timed messages fine, but it's not doing my redeems fine.
Redeems.
Okay. I do this and I'll... I think it was working before. No, weird. Huh? It has.
Actually,
Why? Why? What? StreamerBot, why? It's been doing all, like, it's been sending all my timed messages and everything for, like, ad breaks and such. Yeah, the counter is broken. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure that out right now. Why? I don't understand. What be broken? I'm just gonna try relaunching StreamerBot and see if that works. Okay, that works then. Beautiful. Alright, neat. Weird. Interesting. Gabe, you're free to read that out while I, quickly just see if I can reset things.
I just read it.
Oh, fuck.
Rin.
Look, I was busy seeing something not working. I'm like, why?
It's
Where
okay,
the hell is
I'm
my
looking at-
manage requests? There we go. Can I?
It's okay.
Go ahead.
You continue. You're fine.
God, I
I
forgot.
was just saying. I was just saying it's okay because I'm looking over stuff anyway. End of statement.
Amazing. Can I reject this and it will like turn it back? Ren was busy being software engineer, more or less, yeah. Yeah, I guess the counter is just broken for, well, I fixed it now. I guess I just had to relaunch things. Unfortunately, that do be broken, and I am sorry. Unfortunately. But, so be it. I mean, you should be able to redeem third now if you want. But, God, I have to click accept all eventually, which will mean objects being thrown at me. Right, I didn't process any of what was said here. Signed on equal terms. Fulfill terms, societal boundary, right, and they kind of got fucked over because Pluto did Pluto things if you literally signed a contract with the devil and they did a devil in the fine print, right? Because I believe the Kane office was meant to like clean up things and such. Oh, neat. Cool, they just have one. Fantastic. As the gears turn, our bodies are put in motion. Thought gears are indispensable for meat gears. The introduction seems terrifying, but thought gears are said to feel much more satisfaction than meat gears do as time passes. Actually, I'm not sure if a thought gear can still think like a human. They say thought gears are honored to be serving their role, but perhaps it's only a made-up story told by the worshippers who had completely gone awry, wishing to free themselves of what little guilt they had. The words I sometimes hear aren't heard through my ears. The gears guide my body as it rotates, as if it's entering commands into my brain. Though that matters not, we are able to live thanks to the help of the thought gears. We're no longer lost, unable to find a way ahead. Even if there is no path to take, it tells me where to place my next step. Yippee, cult. Yeah, Blitten, you get to do Esther.
Excellent, it's index time.
It's index time. Metal Gear.
I want to voice that in the Raiden voice now, but it's just like, that will tear me.
Tear your
Don't.
voice apart. Do it
Don't
for the
do that.
Forging
content.
free script's a violation of rules.
Don't
The
do
answer
this.
is not exactly. It can be written in any kind of paper, as long as it is stamped with a seal of the index. And it'll pass as a real prescript. You'll then wonder, wouldn't there be many people who will exploit the system with malicious intent? Copying the seal is a complicated process, and not many know how. And even if they overcame those hurdles.
Having fun?
Yeah. Having a lot of fun. And they still cannot outsmart the prescripts. The prescripts know all. They can tell whether or not a prescript has been carried out, and how it was done, and if someone is delivering fabricated prescripts. And an individual sending counterfeit prescripts out of their own volition can ultimately be traced back to the will of the prescripts and the city itself. I suppose the prescripts have some generosity for those forgers, and as they may remain unpunished unless a prescript ordering it has been issued. The prescripts were already aware that Messenger Jan was giving out false ones, hence the prescript to follow those fake orders. No. That the prescripts knew, no. Might not be the most appropriate expression.
Oh, neat. Arxis is making a Marvel fighting game. Neat.
I saw that.
Yeah.
A 4v4, did I see? Yeah, the 4v4. Oh my god. Yep. Fucking
Yo, we going back to Marvel, baby!
literally Maximilian had a moment of being like, are we gonna see 4v4 tag fighters soon? I think so. And yeah, sure fucking enough. Sure fucking enough. It's like, alright then. Alright, sure. Think that was their big announcement for things? Yeah, that was their big announcement for things. Neat. Alright, cool. I no longer have to check on what Sony news may have dropped. Yippee. Right. And you were 106, so, right, I didn't mess up my fucking number. I didn't mess up my fucking number, I don't think. 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. Go ahead, Gabe.
What are you cackling about?
I'm not laughing about anything.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
No,
Flynn's
it's-
laughing.
I need to share this. This is really funny. This is I found someone's attempted drawing Roland, and I can't help but laugh really badly at this.
he's so short. What happened to him?
The proportions are so off. It's so funny.
You know, keep trying, bud. My goodness.
Amazing.
Okay. I lock in now.
There are a number of ranks within the index. Proselytes, messengers, and proxies are as much as I know. Those who have been chosen by these prescripts will decide whether or not to become a proselyte. If they accept it, they will cover their eyes with the blindfold as though they serve the role. The blindfold has little symbolic significance. It's to teach the proselyte to follow the prescript regardless of what is happening before their eyes. Usually, a group of 5 to 6 proselytes accompany a proxy, learning the rules of the index and the role of each rank. If a proselyte shows a certain level of competence, the prescripts will assign the role of a messenger or proxy to them. After being promoted, they are given a blade of their own, and they may take off the blindfold. The prescripts are a predetermined path. There's no point for the proselytes to refuse any. It is still within their choice to decline the prescript's offer. Even though they're free to quit any time, no one knows that the prescripts will allow it. The prescripts might order the proxies to kill the runaway who abandoned their position, or let it slide, or even give the order to resign first. The prescripts are truly unpredictable.
Right, because they had the blindfold and everything. Neat. God, Index is kind of fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Like,
It's why I like them a lot.
like once you learn the lore of it, it's like, wow, this is Nightmare World. Okay, then this is just insane Nightmare World.
They are literally turn off your mind to the horrors going on around you and simply obey what the prescripts say.
All right then. Hello, Gloria.
Big fucking robot.
Gloria, I miss you!
Never forget the
A
art
big-
that's hosted of Gloria nomming my head.
I still
Gloria,
have
you're
that
the
on me.
best!
I still have-
love that art so much.
I save all sketches and doodles people do for me.
Same.
I love you, Gloria. I will do anything for you, Gloria. Sorry, she's like my favorite.
Do you want to do her voice, Gabe? Do you want a voice reader thing?
Yes!
Go ahead.
Let me!
I think Gloria might have been the one that I know you reserved something. I think Gloria might have been the one you reserved.
Yes, it was, because it gave me the excuse to do this voice. The Index has an arsenal of swords and blades. Most of the prescripts you receive can be resolved with the sword, too. Never really thought about why we use swords. Nope. Maybe it's because they have this suppressive aura to make us look serious or something. Each of us uses different types of blades. Starting with the ranks of messengers and proxies, the prescripts give personalized swords. From a light one-edged sword fit for slicing things quickly, to a heavy double-edged great swords. They come in all shapes and sizes. Helps us stand out from each other. As for me, I've got 5 whole blades. Maybe being speedy helps. It looks like we get swords that fit our traits. Have you seen the sword Hebert's carrying? It looks so heavy, and he swings it like it's nothing.
God, if Gloria comes back, it's gonna be a nightmare in like the best of ways.
I wish.
I love the whole dichotomy of Gloria, a big, scary fucking robot.
That
yeah,
does.
with the voice of a little girl, essentially.
Shitokidis.
God, woman. Right. Okay. Back to Liu
That's a guy.
Hotties. I had forgotten about bisexuality. No.
I need to commission that right, like with it was one of my characters, just like
I
a one shot of
forgot about
Titus.
bisexuality.
Yeah. I'll just say I'm just, like staring off into the distance. Just, I have forgotten about bisexuality. Is this with me?
You can do it if you want. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll do
We'll
it.
toss up the order of things.
Yeah. Randomized once again. Right now, Nest L is practically a war zone with all the associations, syndicates, and fixers at each other's throats. On top of that, the distortions are making things worse for associations and residents of the Nest. According to the reports from the powers up above, there are 3 major factions of note currently remaining in the Nest. The Index, OrCorp, and the Blue Reverberation and his gang and his group. OrCorp seem to be eliminating threats as per request from another wing, similar to what the Liu is doing. The Index appears to have been guided here by the prescripts. After all, they gladly obeyed the piece of paper and are telling them to kill every member of the Thumb, the Nest. As a result, pretty much every Thumb crook in the Syndicate's subsidiaries that were in this place were goners. Even the underboss who was supposed to lead them and kick the bucket. So you can guess how it went.
Because, yeah, at this point, the Thumb had been fully fucking eliminated, given we took out the goddamn head of it.
Like, the Thumb was sandwiched between the Index coming after them.
And OrCorp.
Yeah, and probably if they got in the way of Argalia, probably struck down by the Blue Reverberation.
Yeah, for sure. Alright then. I'll just take over this. To a leader of the Liu, the most crucial element that can make or break a battle is vigor, not the competence or strength of individuals. With vigor, even the weakest creek can carry heavy rocks like a gale blowing up leaves. Therefore, an excellent leader chooses good fixers and then puts vigor into them. Strength or skill alone won't make a good fixer. While those traits do play a role in higher sections, the most important quality is how well the fixer meshes with their leader's combat style. Section 2, the team with May and Cecil, consists of careful and level-headed fixers. They go quite well with Director Lowell because of that. Section 1 would clearly be superior in terms of sheer power, but we follow different strategies with pros and cons for each, so a direct comparison won't really tell much about our actual performance in the field. Did I lose my counting at some point? I may have lost my counting at some point. 93, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 102, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this is 111. Okay, neat. Beautiful. Go ahead, Gabe.
Oh, fucking hey, Meteus. Good to see
Hey,
you. man.
Miras.
Director Zhao would like to emphasize something. A mercenary's work is to deceive, to fool the enemy into believing that we are advancing when we defend, to make the enemy believe that we will thrust in the front when we strike from above. Feign submission when you raise your claws. We must seem You must seem unable when able to attack, that the enemy may grow arrogant. When the enemy is roused, distract them through disturbance. Be aware that we ourselves are not subject to such anger. In order to defeat the enemy, we must be roused to anger. To remember that one's emotions must remain as a means to motivate the body and not the ends, and to exploit the enemy's wrath with this in mind. Our director may be seized with anger and momentarily stray into inadvisable paths sometimes, but even the widest jade has a flaw. I trust her to set herself back on the right track in no time.
Interesting that we got. I forgot that we got Miris's book here instead of in the Zhao fight.
Well, technically, we get his book during the Zhao fight, but it's
Gotcha,
because
but
of
yeah,
because of Zhao being a boss fight. She has her own dedicated section.
valid, neat. Hello, Gabra. EGO, the weapon that corresponds to the mind of its wielder. The sword Carmen gave me was extracted from someone by chance. Giant eyeballs were attached to the sword adorned with crimson chunks of flesh. They watched my every move, almost to the point of making me feel a bit uncomfortable. Wondering if this was a product of some new singularity, I asked Carmen what the thing was. She only said that I'll have to get used to it, since there's little she can do about how it looks. Although it looked a bit creepy, it wasn't anything unbearable, and Carmen didn't seem to mind it as long as there were experiments to be performed with it. She added that I have to be careful with it, as it was thanks to sheer luck that the ego could be extracted at all in its unstable state. I had a plethora of experience handling various workshop products, so I decided to take the sword without much hesitation. When I first had the sword in my grip, I didn't feel anything in particular. All I could tell is that it's just a big, heavy greatsword. Nothing out of the ordinary other than its appearance. But when I held the sword a few days later to protect a coworker of mine, I heard a voice. It was the voice of someone desperately yearning for something. Unfortunately, the meaning of that voice was lost on me. Rather, it wasn't even human speech. An awkward sound mimicking somebody. Noises of teeth grinding, bones crackling, mingling with flesh. Some things collide, fall apart, and mix in irregular patterns as if to mimic the way humans speak. However, that sound was too violent and sharp. The strong obsession of an empty one. Attachment. Void. Not sure what word I should use to define this. One thing I understood was that only I could hear that voice, and that it rang in my head rather than my ears. The stronger and clearer my aim to protect someone became, the louder the noise in my head got. Anxious that my mind might be consumed by the voice if I let it weaken my will, I tried my best to pretend that I didn't hear it. The eyes on the blade carefully observed me as I fought the voice in my head. The piercing gaze persisted as if to replace me if I faltered even for a second. It made me feel hazy sometimes. The voice was only a bunch of grinding noises at the beginning, but it slowly learned to speak over time. Soon enough, it started speaking in a language that I could understand, though it stammered a bit. It takes human hide to protect human flesh. A shell. Kept asking for a shell. I couldn't stop the voice, so the most I could do was ignore it. Oh my god, this is a long one. Even though there was danger in using it, its power was formidable. With it, I protected many a person and cut down many a threat. The voice became stronger and deeper with the more blood the blade drank. One day I asked a sharp question. Don't you desire a human shell as well? When I think back on it, the question might not have been aimed at me specifically. It would only say whatever it wanted to say. It wouldn't try to convince me or allure me. All it uttered was monologue. Yet, I was frozen stiff when I heard that. It kept saying something. Are our lives really worth the blood I spilt for them? It wasn't actually capable of forming such detailed sentences, but my head took it that way for some reason. Maybe I was thinking it to myself. I denied its claim at the start. I had never provoked anyone first. I'd only acted to protect others from an approaching danger. But I felt a small part of myself waver from what the voice said. What will remain when I keep washing away blood with blood? A blood-stained shell would be all that is left. I collapsed for a moment, but I didn't stop thinking. If I broke down, I might be in danger as Carmen warned. Carmen. Right, Carmen would have been different. Nothing could possibly beat the glitter in her eyes that shines as she pioneers a new path. Those honest, virtuous eyes. Even when someone jeered at her speech, even when everyone despaired in the face of an obstacle that brought progress to a halt, Carmen never stopped looking after others. She would always take the initiative to lead all of them. If I can protect a person like that, maybe this place will change. Yes, as long as I can protect that one person. As my thoughts became clearer, I couldn't just sit down. My body acted before my head could decide what to do. I don't exactly remember what happened then. When I finally took a grip on my rationality in a vast mindscape and came back to my senses, my body was burning hot. Is this rage? Have I been taken over to the point where I can't even see ahead? I felt so calm, refreshed even. My head was kept cool, while my heart leading the body was aflame. It wasn't long until I felt that something was different. On solid armor, there was a layer of something tough and dense, but it wasn't fabric. A veil of mist was covering me. Astonished, I moved around and shook my limbs several times, and the veil dissipated soon after. When Carmen learned of this, she didn't say much. She didn't make a big fuss about it or suggest trying something with it right away. She only said that wielding this power is more important than simply manifesting it, so I shouldn't be lazy. She went back to work after leaving that peculiar piece of advice. Maybe she didn't want me to feel too much pressure. As more time passed, I could use the armor for longer, and eventually got to draw out its full power. I had a weapon and armor that resonate with my emotions. Using them, I could protect more people, and I was able to draw forth more durability and strength. The researchers seemed to be struggling to make progress with their work, but it was alright. I believed in them to make it through. I just had to be quicker to do my job in the meantime. However, not long after, the incident happened all too suddenly. No, maybe it wasn't so sudden. Sign was there. Just around this corner, I can hear a child crying. She's sitting in front of a door. One of the 2 children Carmen took in died in a failed experiment. Unlike Lisa, who was wary and reluctant to open up to us, Enoch showed interest in our research and volunteered to be a test subject the other day. Enoch's speech was so concise and on point, everyone was shocked. He wasn't afraid, he wasn't shaking. His voice was unswerving and gentle. Enoch's eyes weren't those of a naive little kid. His words and thoughts were surprisingly deep and mature. Even I was astonished. I sometimes wondered what made this kid have such thoughts. His eyes seemed to have already seen so much of this world's despair and misfortune. However, there was still no reason to allow a kid to participate in the experiments. Carmen spent several nights agonizing over the matter. The experiment was authorized at last, though I didn't want to know what they thought of it anymore. What were they going to do, holding the hand of that little kid? I had to wonder if they were that desperate, but I shrugged it off. I wasn't one to stop him from doing what he chose to do. You should have been the one to die. The other kid, who was now all alone, mumbled, crying. Her words had no weight to it. She probably spouted what she didn't sincerely mean, because the situation was too much for her. Yeah, I should have died. Carmen's answer, on the other hand, was likely sincere. Everyone stood still. A crack appeared in our minds which we never thought would crumble. Maybe we all expected it to happen deep down. Carmen's state worsened with each passing day, like a rusting nail. The sunny eyes of the woman who had brought us together were now cloudy, and she spoke less and less. Her voice was lifeless, and she had gone so cold. It wouldn't have come to anyone's surprise if she died at any moment. She didn't bother trying to look okay. I think it was better that way. Everyone in the laboratory felt constraint in her presence. They viewed Carmen in different ways. Reproachful looks of those resenting her for bringing them so far, only to let go of her responsibility. Concerned looks of those worried that something might happen to her. I guess there were some who had no thoughts. The research went on quietly, but not for long. A few days later, Carmen spilled out all the guilt within her and plunged into it, never to come back up. Jesus fucking Christ.
You chose
Oh,
you chose one.
holy shit. I chose one. I mean, I
Yeah.
was gonna be reading Redimus one way or another, but hey, alright then. God damn. Holy shit, alright. How does Joust
Yeah, this one's fucking gigantic.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Between her ego and the Carmen Nightmare World.
It does give a very good angle of it, coming from kind of a purely objective, like almost outside view of how she viewed Carmen, right? Because she was more or less doing mercenary work, so she kind of was perfectly separate from everything, right? She was perfectly like separated to not be like she still had her own kind of idolizations of Carmen, but not nearly to the degree that the research team had, right? Is a very interesting view on things. I also went like with a little less gruff of a voice because she hadn't gone through the horrors completely just yet. Callie pre-Gordian incident and post-Gordian incident are 2 very different Callies. Callie and Gebra are very different, I feel. Alright. Time to enter the fucking gauntlet.
It's Orcorp time.
Arcorp time. Blend, this is you, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
After a moment of silence, she slowly opened her mouth. A large-scale war was about to occur. If we made big enough contributions in that war, we might be able to avoid being destroyed. That wasn't a suggestion or a plea for help. It was a semi-mandatory request. The reward? We get to avoid termination. And her attitude was something else. The way she confidently delivered her speech in front of me gave off a certain sense of conviction. It was as if she was saying she was going to make the war happen. Baffled, I let out a bout of laughter. I knew we weren't in the position to refuse it. And she was right. A huge war broke out, and soon after, thick smoke covered that nest.
Smoke? I'm surprised it took us this long to get any tidbits on the smoke war. Huh.
If I remember correctly, R was a part of the smoke war.
Would make sense. Alright, Gabe.
I'm Mio.
Yeah?
Me when I'm Mio. I don't want to do a funny voice for this one. We're just balling. Okay.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I say that, and I'm immediately instinctually try to do. Can I help you?
I was about to be like, I'm like, oh yeah, Gabe can kind of do Tiferet voice if he wants.
My dog. What? Hello.
Hi. Hello, creature. What
Hi.
wisdom do you have to share?
Hi. Do you want to be on stream? Like, what's happening, man?
What's going on here? What are we doing?
What? Don't roar at me. We got, like, so many more of these entries to do. Do not begin with this. Anyway.
Ever since that day, I trained myself, aspiring to become like the hero that saved me that day, and landed a job at ArtCorp. I wanted to become a hero myself and save the lives of others. What I wanted, more than anything though, was to meet that person once more. ArtCorp participated in the most large battles in the city, so I expected to see her someday. I thought she'd have been alive all along since she was tough. I was going to thank her and show her how much stronger I'd gotten since then if I got to see her again. But well, yeah, I couldn't tell her. Not just because I never saw the Red Mist again, or Gebra, as she's called now. We did meet each other after a long time, but that's another story. I wouldn't have been able to say it even if I met the Red Mist while she was alive as well. I got embarrassed of myself again. I thought I'd saved everyone, but after all, what I've been doing was far from being a hero. Hey, what do you think a hero is?
Huh. I mean, yeah, Mio did kind of go into ArtCorp with, like, glittering eyes and literally went through the fucking meat grinder. She literally went through the meat grinder. Girl got mass-produced and put through the meat grinder on a large scale until the best one was produced. Huh. After all, what I've been doing was far from being a hero. Huh.
I mean, she, like, killed people. She
Yeah.
killed people bad.
Yeah, because ArtCorp was more or less, like, overall the mercenary corporation, kind of, right? Like, they're essentially the equivalent to fixers, but as a corporation, right?
Kinda.
Kinda. One day, some rich person visited us and said that a war will break out soon. Said we'd get some benefits if we helped her. That gave us a bigger thing to worry about than an upcoming destruction. A war is about to happen. Nikolai collected her thoughts and calmly asked why a war was going to occur. The person paused for a bit, then spoke in a languid tone. I was creeped out by how she said it like it was no big deal. When one person's pure ambition and another's tragic obsession join together, a dream is destined to be born. Huh. What the fuck? Alright then. Interesting. Hi, Rudolph. Hi, Rudolph, you absolute fucking ass of a fight.
Mind whip.
This will be you,
Corpus-
Blend.
no, Yeah, OrCorp is particularly famous as a private military company.
Ah,
No
yep,
matter
yep,
how
yep.
many combatants die in battle, we fill the vacancy with new soldiers in no time. It was natural for the Wings in giving us requests to wonder what kind of singularity we had to pump out so many mercenaries in such a short time frame. Besides, our soldiers weren't lacking combat prowess by any means, so there had to be more to us than just hiring many people. The mercenaries of OrCorp don't fear death in the first place. They don't hesitate to carry out any tasks. We're big in numbers. Casualties are replaced quickly. And we are fearless. We fearlessly proceed and get the job done. OrCorp's mercs were ideal for outskirts explorations and other dangerous operations. How could such a feat be possible then? People started making guesses. There has to be only one guess. And they must be cloning people. No, they got to be robots. OrCorp has been developing war machines in secret. The head and the rest of them, they try to clone humans. That's a good point. At the end of the day, people just laughed it off, talking about how nonsensical their hypotheses were, how secret the singularities are. They really had the right answer, though they missed the mark a bit.
Because they effectively were, I mean, they were cloning people. Also, like, wasn't it like T Corp that visited them in the story section and were like, hey, you guys only have a limited more time that you can do this bullshit, right? Like, they were kind of on thin ice of what they were doing. So they were.
It was either T or W.
I think it was T Corp. I think it was T Corp because they were utilizing time track stuff, right, to in their singularity.
Yeah.
So yeah, like essentially a combination of like revivification and resetting, because they had their memories from the first library encounter, so it's kind of like respawning people essentially, I guess, in a way. All right, Gabe.
Every team in the fourth pact has its own caricature. You think that we'd never get along with each other, having such different personalities and powers and strengths, yeah? Surprising enough, we hunt in packs for most operations despite our differences. The Lepino Rabbit team is generally seen as a distracted and raving bunch. Maybe it's because most of us are nimble, but that also means we handle our missions quickly and with certainty. Our method is the cleanest, actually. If I had to admit a teensy little problem with us, it's that we don't discriminate enemies from civilians.
Right.
We do have a tendency to shoot first at any non-rabbit in the area that comes into our sight. We'll leave ourselves open for attacks if we take our sweet time and tell them apart, so we gotta strike first. But hey, we don't leave any troubles behind that way, so what's good is good, yeah?
That would fuck up a person where you are literally just mowing down anything in sight that's not you. That makes sense. Yep. All right, Mio, your trauma makes sense. Our strengths, powers, and strengths, personalities, powers, and strengths are all wildly different, but we still do most of our missions and packs. Us rhinos specialize in using physical strength. We're good at pushing ahead, if nothing else. I think we're the strongest team in the fourth pack. Smash them hard, block them hard. We often stand on the front line instead of the frail rabbits and reindeer. I wouldn't call the rabbit reindeer frail. I really would not call the reindeer frail. The rhino team's armor is thick and large, and we've got tough bodies too. Sometimes, though, my body starts heating up if I keep moving around. I can't control myself for a while. I figure that's because of the odd tech RCorp uses. Something about expanding muscles and pumping more adrenaline into the blood. That's what they told me. Oh, in case you're wondering, this ain't a singularity or anything. Plenty of others are making use of it, apparently. We never got to hear the deets. I hear often that we've got to watch out, though. The Rhino team's got more destructive power than others, and once one of us starts getting all excited and enters a rampage, it won't be easy to stop them until they calm down. Meanwhile, like, the Rhino team was, like, the easiest to just handle. Alright.
Every team in the fourth pack has its own characteristics. Our personalities and powers and strengths vary so greatly, it's hard to imagine us working together. Nevertheless, we move in packs for most missions. The reindeer team utilizes powerful electric waves generated from brainwaves. See these horns? And the electric stimuli generated in the reindeer's brain are condensed at the tip of these horns. The concentrated electricity is then collected by our stats for attacks. There's only one thing we should be careful of when you use this ability. If the battle drags on for too long, or we exert too much power at once, most reindeer will go insane. The symptoms are expressed in various ways, but in most cases, they hurt their own comrades or damage the psyches of others. We utilize a K-Quartz singularity to protect our sanity or mitigate the mental damage, although we can't afford to use it often.
Don't think we've heard of Cake Corp much at all yet, no.
I don't think so.
So yeah, they literally, wow, the antlers are built into their fucking heads. Okay then. Interesting. So you gotta be careful, yet you mind whip out of the gate with no fucking hesitation. Alright then. Back to woman hours.
We would...
Ooh. Ooh, I like the way this opens up immediately. Alright, Gabe. Have at it. Gabe?
Sorry. Oh
Okay.
my god, wait, you're right. Life is beautiful. Life is so beautiful. Hang on.
If you're reading this book, it must mean there's something you want to know about me. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but I sadly can't give out detailed answers. It's hard to come up with a definition and explanation for a power that naturally emerged, you see? How should I put it in that case? I can travel through time and space and see a myriad of possibilities, too many for you to possibly fathom. It's probably a little bit different from the time travel you commonly imagine it. The future self who experienced a certain past returns to it in order to change the future. Whatever is going on in the past, some kind of paradox is bound to happen in causality, big or small. Little things can set off massive twists, like a flap of a butterfly's wings causing a tornado. And even I'm afraid of bearing that risk. It could turn into a cycle of meaningless struggles. Yeah, I guess it's fair to say that I travel to a completely different space. Ever thought about the possibility that an infinity of different versions of the world you live in might exist? Let's say that you sidetracked on your way home and were killed by some syndicate members that ambushed you. But in another world, you might have decided you wanted to go straight home, and the assault never would have happened. Or you might have noticed the syndicate members as soon as you stepped into the wrong alley and quickly got back on track. Those small choices can add up and result in a countless worlds where countless outcomes unfold. I know what you're thinking, that this logic can't realistically be proven. I know all of this sounds unbelievable. People can't understand me because of that, and I have difficulty explaining myself. I make it sound grandiose, but this power is an almighty by any means, so I try not to use it carelessly. Not that I expect you to care for such details. It's already complicated enough as it is, isn't it? Just know that this power isn't omnipotent. No power is conveniently given to you in this world, after all. There's always a price you need to pay. And there is a world that yearn to reach, no matter that price. I'm doing this so I can find the world where I can see that possibility. And in the many worlds I've been to while doing this job, I saw many people who were lost after losing their precious stuff, just like me. I couldn't just pass them by. They looked so miserable and pitiful. Well, it wasn't entirely out of goodwill. The fact that they were worth helping played a big part. Once again, nothing in this world is free. I didn't quite pity them as much as I weighed up the favors they could have given me in return. Thanks to that, I've become acquainted with quite a few fixers. And as corny as it is to say this myself, some even started calling me their mentor and became my devoted admirers. Lots of people ask me what I'm going. Lots of people ask me what I'm going to such great lengths to see. A leading figure that commands powerful fixers who are on the level of a color? I don't know. All I want to do is to meet my son, whom I had to part with in the most unfortunate way. Meaning I don't care about the ancillary stuff. I can see it so faintly. It almost seems to be within my reach, but it always ends up being a mirage.
Hands to my heart immediately. Oh my god. Okay then. Wow. Okay then. Holy shit. Ouch. Oh my god. Alright then.
Oh, Yori.
Alright then. I don't understand why Twitch stuff of my bot isn't working. I'm so sad. I'm so sad why things won't work properly, but yeah, alright, immediate make my heart just alright, cool. Immediate resonate even more. I'm like, oh my god. Alright then. You are a mom just trying to find a reality where you didn't I lose your son, however, she lost her son, but man. So was
I have two theories about that.
uh-huh.
Either she lost her son and is trying to look for a reality where she didn't, or her son is also a dimension hopper.
God, that would be funny. Yeah, streamer bot just seems to be like completely broken and won't do the check-in thing, which is frustrating. Because I can't figure out what the hell making it break. Yeah, it's fully unsure. I don't know. Stuff don't wanna work today for whatever reason. Or it breaks after a while, but eventually it's fine. So okay, fixer powers are given to them by the head, or they just manifest them, right?
Some are manifested, some are given.
Hers sounds like it was given. Almost.
No.
Okay.
No. She directly says that she just has it.
Yeah, which is
with
like
Yori,
she is kind of insane.
With Yordi, it is very much implied that she manifested the shit. It is all her.
The wish to find a reality where you didn't lose your kid. Goddamn toxic mother of the year award. She is sorry, there's something toxic about her. She just has the energy to her, but I still love her. All right then, immediate way to appeal. Anyways, things worked out where I get to voice chat regardless. Yippee. How long is this gonna be? Oh boy, here we go. I was in no way a soft person, though I don't view myself as particularly tough or rugged either. A straight and honest person. Accusations would be brought against me for being unmoved by the death of any person, however close they may have been in life. A point not everyone would see as criticism. How could a person be so cold and heartless, even if the basic bearing of a fixer is to look after oneself first and foremost? At first, I spent much time thinking over it, and asked myself many questions. Zhao as a person valued the lives of her colleagues, although her position forced her to keep her farewell to deceased teammates short, since carrying out her duty and emerging victorious came first. Shedding fewer drops of tears than the number of fallen was all the tribute I could pay. Bawling my eyes out would have stirred uneasiness in my colleagues. In the early days, the responsibility sometimes felt too heavy and burdensome. I had never once thought that my method was incorrect. I believed it to be the best method for myself, and I deemed that problems couldn't be solved any other way. Most fixers will probably think in the same way. Therefore, I could not understand the manners of Lowell, the newly appointed Section 2 director at the time. A person who tries to look after everyone and doesn't hide his grief-stricken face when the coworker passes away. It seemed clear as crystal that his tenderness would one day lead his team to death, yet he was faring better than I thought. The polar opposite to me. The ways I wanted to pursue but gave up because I was faced with my limitations. It may have upset me for a moment, a principle I could not follow, for I was not allowed to openly express sadness over the death of the few in order to protect the many, and my obligation to seize any chance of victory compelled me to march forward if there was something to count on. My capability wasn't vast enough to embrace every member of the team. Was my choice wrong? What did he have that I did not? Looking back, I don't think what I felt was envy or jealousy. The indignation certainly was non-toxic emotion. I'm sure each of us had different specialties. It is said that people intersect with one another in some manner. I don't think the process to be natural at all. I was not a believer of fateful meetings. After all, two parallel roads could never cross. A relationship begins with a desire to know. Simple curiosity. To know more about a person, or to go farther and see what they are seeing together. People open up new roads to merge into the roads of others for various reasons. I thought I would never care about him since he was so different from me, but my expectations weren't quite right. I wanted to learn more about him. I wanted to know what this emotion I felt was. I thought I could perhaps become a better person if I saw what he was seeing together. There is one thing I realize, it's that relationships between people always start from such small curiosity. Taking in what I have said so far, you would think that this is such a peculiar and untruthful love. You might think it's fussy. I cannot give out a clearer answer, for I can't dare define what love is. What could I say or add about an emotion I felt for the first time, one that I am still struggling to figure out? Furthermore, every person carries a different form of love. There will undoubtedly be some people who don't place much importance on that emotion. You might even think that such emotion is absolutely useless in this city. Even if I were to define my love, this wouldn't come across as a sweet story if you cannot understand it. However, I can be certain that my sentiment towards Lowell was sincere. The so-called curiosity and sympathy. They bring about attention, admiration, and a little bit obsession. I learned soon enough that this isn't much different from what people call love. It may not have been something out of a fairy tale or a drama, but we still cherish each other in our little relationship. Perhaps I had been under the impression that love is a concept that is utterly distant from me. The love that I came into was cramped, yet big. It felt burdensome at times. You said I am strong, but the truth is that I was weak and faint-hearted until the very last time I faced you. I have only grown so ironclad after I lost you. Why did I miss everything while you were still by my side? Why do I spend the whole night longing for you and regretting only after you have parted from me? I do have one regret regarding you, that I could not trust my feelings for you, that I was too afraid to tell you that you're my everything the night before you left me. Moments of loneliness will come as I live. It won't be a thirsty longing for love, however. It is when I look to my side, yet there is no one next to me. When I am worn out from running somewhere. When I feel that my heart grows heavy rather than painful. Trying new things might let me forget it for a moment, but the memories will still follow me for life. When I feel such things, I can go back to familiarity. A familiar place, a familiar mind, a familiar person. And I plan to reunite with you soon. I want to tell you that I no longer have shame for the path I've chosen, and that I have freed myself from the guilt. Yeah, that's about what I expected from Zhao. That is pretty much exactly what I expected. Because you were 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Beautiful. I love that things worked out with the way that we did things. So yep, we all got to voice who we wanted to anyways.
Yes, excellent.
Have you ever seen a glimmer of light when you close your eyes? It's blindingly bright at times, and it shakes in an irregular shape at times. This sensation is often called
A phosphine.
Phosphine. Whenever I close my eyes, the blurry image of a blood-stained carpet appears to me like that optical phenomenon. The beginning of an unpleasant nightmare. 4 mannequins that lost a face and an arm each are lying on a carpet, spilling red beads. Another mannequin has its hand on my shoulder. I turn around and look at the loudspeaker in the mannequin's face. I can feel the vibrations coming from it, even though I can't hear what it says. But I already know what it said, what sound this mannequin is making. The vibrations precisely matches the words I remember, and my heart starts beating accordingly. The stand power of recall lost all my good childhood memories to oblivion. Yet it brings back such remembrance every time I close my eyes. My response to it is always the same. Take the flower that spilled into my hand and nail it into the mannequin's heart. A beautiful tree in bloom grows from the cracks the flower made. It's as soft as the hands that caressed me. It's as pretty as the sound that consoled me. And it is as sharp as the noise of that last moment when I was scolded for the last time. Every branch that grows from the tree causes a piercing buzz in my ears, and the petals hurt as they brush past my cheek, as if to make me feel the pain they hold. I stand still like my feet were tied, until my body is covered in scars. 1, 2. Black marbles fall from the wounds. How long have I been in this cycle of pain? The nightmares have been with me for a good majority of my life. If I close my eyes, the majority of the time haunts me. And if I open my eyes, a reality I hardly bear unfolds. I choose to keep my eyes shut because I thought I'd rather deal with the ever-echoing past. At least I won't be visited by new kinds of pain. prescripts kept and keep coming without a break. The city folk meet different ends depending on the prescripts they receive. And they receive their fates. All share a commonality of cruelty. The resentment, screams, tears, rage, and death. It's too much for my eyes. I sometimes thought how much my life would have been if I stayed as a commoner taking prescripts like them. Maybe I would have been better off back then. I should have just died earlier just so I could breathe again as another being. Why did the prescripts give me the order that day? I traced the nightmares to remember the past. Everything was over, and I planned to follow them to death. But I didn't have the courage to end my own life. So I picked up the prescript that I thought would spell my doom, and last read it slowly. All the fresh-looking prescripts contained was a command to be a messenger. And it was pointing towards a beginning, not an end. I couldn't see a single word that said anything about salvation or death. After being numb for a while, I finally tumbled down to the floor and broke into laughter louder than any sound I made before. I couldn't help but laugh at my state. I wanted to end my life because of the prescripts, and now the prescripts won't even let me do that. Where has my free will run off to? I was frustrated. Not even my own life was under my control. For everything relies on the prescripts, and then I'll gladly play along. Even if if I can't shatter the prescripts, I'll at least make a tiny crack. If I can't show the masses that it's impossible to oppose the prescripts, something might change. Something has to. It will make a difference. Once I had hope, I could see the way. And once I could see where to go, I had the strength to get up. However, I hadn't realized it only just now. What I felt wasn't hope. That ignoring the prescripts and taking my own life, as I planned, might have been a truer expression of my own free will. What is the right way to live a life in this place? I must wonder. I'm not even dreaming of a life that I could be proud of. How does one achieve the feeling that their life is bearable to live, let alone be satisfied with it? I thought I found an answer to that, but in the end, I couldn't escape the prescripts. The prescripts are the city's will, as it is my will. I have realized my limit, as I have hit some kind of wall. I can't overcome, however. I don't feel all too forlorn and miserable. Maybe there'll be someone who could ride along the flow. Rather than break it. It just won't be me. I'm just not fit to accomplish such things. So I want someone to find an answer in my stead. And I hope they can tell me that. Tell me how I can enjoy this nightmare.
Absolutely a long one, Glenn.
Yeah.
Boy, Nightmare fucking Dimension World. Was Jan even a fucking proselyte?
He was a messenger.
Yeah.
At first he was a proselyte, but then, actually, no, he wasn't even that. He was just a regular person.
Yeah, no,
Just a regular civilian.
Yeah. Just a regular person.
And then the prescript's just like, hey, Lamau, become a messenger.
Weird. But I may have to update StreamerBot. I think maybe there's an update that I need to do that. I don't know.
Mayhaps.
Not even lying, I check for updates currently. My gosh. Cause yeah, StreamerBot's very broken. It's like, oh yeah, you only have like people watching currently. Like, oh no, there's more than that. But yeah, no. Not sure what's up with StreamerBot. I may just have to update it, because yeah, weird. But alright then, yeah, Jan really went through a torture world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because like it's evident in a rare way that's like he was pretty much just an ordinary citizen having to do things, right? Definitely sounded that way.
Yeah, I really like Jan as a character, and in life is hell.
Yes, there is a big update coming out. Alright then. But it isn't going currently, so don't know why things are weird. But huh. I don't know why. Maybe I have to do it when like I'm not connected. Oh, when stream isn't going? Unsure. I don't know. Want to ideally have things to work. There's a button that says check for updates that just does not work at all, which is weird. Just gonna check that really quick to see if I can fix it. Wish things could work properly, but oh well. Alright. We'll move on. Just redeems will be a little weird today. Alright. Cool. We've gone through all but the bonus things, which are thankfully short. Yippee. Gabe, you get to voice this fucking slut of a man.
What?
Look at him. I'm just like,
I mean, yes.
look at him.
I mean, yes.
I'm just, you know, speaking objectively here. Man has like 4 buttons undone on his goddamn shirt. But if you grab like tea or such, you could feel free to go do so.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get water.
Sorry. The honor.
An association seems to have taken an interest in the library and the Blue Reverberation, the two entities at the center of all the problems that have been happening in Elcorp's Nest lately. Now that they've marked their presence in the city sky stars, I asked a caller who happens to be a friend of mine about it, and he said that the association's gonna recruit him to hunt down the Blue Reverberation in his cohort scene. They've been making quite a scene in Elcorp's Nest. In particular, the lives of many syndicates, fixers, and residents close to the library were lost in their hands, so the association just couldn't sit and watch anymore. They've apparently set up a camp at the door of the library, though no one knows what they're waiting for. A couple other things I heard are all sorts of noises coming from that camp, and that a large number of firearms belonging to the Thumb were abandoned on the ground. Maybe they launched an assault on the Syndicate while was still struggling to recover from the loss of the Underboss and his capos. The Ensemble is not like most syndicates, just trying to make money off the turf of the Wingless Nests, that's for sure. But we still don't know what their goals really are, and I can't shake this bad feeling. Anyways, since I was asked to pay a visit to the library, it'll be worth investigating the case after it gets this job done.
Sorry. I'm like, how they're referring to a completely different color. Interesting. I mean, this could genuinely just be the Vermilion Cross, right? So they went after it, but hello, Sundrake.
It could fucking be anyone. I straight up don't know.
Yeah. Hello, Alan. The message we got wasn't unexpected. The boss of our organization had always been a rash one, and he'd no patience with injustice for his own curiosity. It was a miracle that he managed to stay under the thumb for so long. I told him to be more careful since his words and actions as the boss will affect his underlings as well. Yeah, here we are. I thought I'd flip my lid at hearing the news, but I didn't feel as much anger as I expected to. The only thought that came to my mind was that he'd finally done it. With my head cool, I calmly considered my next move. At least some of us will make it out of here thanks to the earlier warning. Huh. Boss of our organization has always been huh. Interesting. Don't know who that's referring to. Blinn, you feeling okay to do some more voicing, or do you need a second? He might
I
have.
think Blinn went to get water.
He might have went and gone water. Yeah. I'll do this really quick, and honestly, I need to fill up my water as well. It's usually a good idea to zip your mouth shut at a gathering of thumb subsidiaries. If you don't have any good suggestions to make, shutting up is the next best contribution you can make. Can never be sure if what you're about to say is a good opinion either, so just suck it in general. In other places, mistakes would just cost you your own life, but losing your credit in meetings like that means the members of your own syndicate are also biting the dust. What did we do wrong to deserve the punishment for our boss being a moron? Oh right, their boss had spoken out in right in a cutscene. That's what happened. And fucking got. All right, I'm gonna fill my water really quick. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Cause your girl ran out. I'd be frozen on the
Right.
screen briefly while doing that.
Am I entertaining chat? I didn't even get a fucking answer. I guess I'm entertaining chat. Hey guys, how are you? I don't know how many people are active right now, but it's just me and you, baby. So we get to fucking hang out. How are you doing? How are video games? No, Deltarune 3 and 4 just came out today. But I have not played Deltarune since chapter 1. So I can't communicate to you guys about that. But I could talk about other things. I could talk about the other RPG Maker horror game I've been playing. You left me alone with Chad, so I just started saying shit.
You just started yapping.
Yep.
Man, valid. You do a quick count of things. Is Blinn still away?
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Alright. We can toss things around. Is okay. We are Ujat. While it's a grade 1 office on the surface, we only receive requests from one person. It exists for Lady Dias and Lady Dias alone. We are ready to perform any feat that she demands. Her pure ambition will bring her to a position of great power one day. We simply serve as stepping stones for her ascent to the top. Alright, I'll see you in Limbus Company, I'm gonna guess.
You're not gonna see her in Limbus Company, but you'll see her.
Yeah. At some point, probably.
I don't know if it's pronounced Dias,
Dias.
but it might be Dias. I say Dias because I'm Mexican.
Yeah, valid. Women. That feel when women.
Beautiful women in my location.
Beautiful woman in my fucking location.
Remember that name is all I ask of you,
Lady
okay?
Diaz. Yeah, understood.
You'll like her. I promise you'll like her. Visually, at least.
Valid, at least. Do you want to voice her, or should I? Read her thing, or should I? I can read her thing.
You can read it because I read 2 in a row earlier.
Valid. Did you know? Many people whom insurance companies employ are those who have experience with detective work involving investigations and deduction. Since we deal with huge sums of money, there are more than a few cases where clients deliberately harm themselves or lie to us in an attempt to commit insurance fraud. A considerable number of calls we get actually aren't mere incidents. How do we tell apart a real accident from the fake ones, then? That's a business secret. Well, maybe a little hint. Oftentimes, something will be off about the way the actor talk. I told you that folks who used to do detective work frequently jump over to our industry, right? Those armchair fellows certainly have their wits. Their keen eyes will catch the signs hidden in even the most elaborate of disguises. They say the terms can be a little too particular, but I disagree. When handling that much money, it doesn't hurt to be thorough when inspecting and determining the validity of cases, right? If people started reaping insurance payouts for the smallest things, our business wouldn't survive. You'd be surprised to learn how many people in the city will still cling to the idea of get-rich-quick schemes. I really wouldn't be. Hi, Blinn.
You'd be surprised the amount of people in general who bind get-rich-quick schemes.
You'd be surprised by people.
You'd be surprised.
Be surprised.
You'd be surprised.
You would not believe your eyes.
There are 10 million fireflies.
Da-da-da-da-da.
We're getting off track.
We've been off track plenty of times.
I know, we've been like fucking shooting the shit like off and on.
I mean,
as soon
we're
as the damn
chilling.
stream.
We're chilling here, right? So
We're hanging out. It's fun. We're playing toys. It's all toys, everyone, okay?
it's all toys. Jingle the keys. Yippee.
I don't have my keys. They're across the room, or I would have jingled them. Yay!
God, we're idiots.
You love it.
Blinn, do you want to voice this one?
Charlton, I got it.
Long as you're good. I figured you were grabbing water and such.
Yeah, water and snacks.
Yawn fucking tore you up.
It really did. I wish I had water beforehand.
Yep, I could feel it by the latter end. I'm like, oh boy, you're getting beat up there.
In this city, money has more value than anything. You need money to be able to start anything. Money is also required in case of unexpected events. An accident that will cost you a great deal of money could happen at any time. Insurance is useful for such cases, as long as the conditions are met. The payout will fill in for financial damage, of course. Not all accidents will fit the insurance's bill perfectly. There are insurance plans for fixers, associations, and even wings. Top of secondary insurance our insurers can take. It would take a while to list all the insurance that exists in the city. There's a wide range of carriers and plans to choose from, each fulfilling the needs of different types of individual or group. You never know what danger awaits you.
God, insurance plans. Be nightmare world.
They're inventing new types of insurance you haven't even fucking heard about.
Oh, sorry. Your car got crushed by a distortion? Yeah, no, you need the new distortion insurance that was made last week. Sorry, nobody covers that type of shit.
You need to sign up for the plan that accounts for distortions. Unfortunately, our
You should have
only,
known this, you
automobile plan
absolute
is
dumbass.
specifically for disasters, and distortions are not counted for that. If you want, we can, you know, like, put in a referral to, like, a loan office, but, like, for insurance, like, this just wouldn't be covered. I'm sorry. Sorry, something, like, possessed me.
All good.
Yeah, I think I got, like, fucking... Never mind. Statement ended. Who's reading this? Am I reading this?
Yeah, you're reading this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Yay.
Yes, that's the character you're reading.
I'm not reading that in that fucking voice. Are you kidding me? A friend of mine who was trained in the same I'm not doing voice for this, by the way. I'm fucking dying. A friend of mine who was trained in the same workshop as me told me about this place. Said some new tech was discovered recently, something about tinkering with the mind to use to your advantage. It's apparently more powerful than I can ever imagine. I'm honestly not very good at forming an impression of something when I just read or hear about it, so I told them I don't get it, and then they said maybe going to the library would help. They've been researching this new and exciting technology lately, but they're too scared to head into that place even if there's vital information to be found.
They weren't the kind of person to get physical, so I understand. Thus, I told my buddy that I'd visit. I got the exhaustion. That I visit that place for them once I'm finished developing this one thing. It's a new gadget to test anyway, and to witness a technology that's still obscure and hot off the presses, that just makes your heart throb, doesn't it?
We have, if my counts are right, we have 17 to go. Surely those last 17 won't be nightmare worlds. Leaflet Workshop. It's a good place. Offers serviceable weapons to fixers at a reasonable price and sells quality weapons to underground syndicates at higher prices. There's been cases of the opposite happening sometimes, but that's not what matters. Just wanted to emphasize that people from all walks of life visit our workshop. Oh, and I heard some workshops have membership clubs. The select few chosen by the workshop's owner are sent an invitation, or so I heard. Business would be much handier if we adopted the same system. As with everything else, greeting guests is the one thing that's more dangerous than developing new weapons when you run a workshop. Hello, old man. Take it away, Glenn.
Yep. This isn't always the proper office of amiable fixers that it is now. It was the complete opposite, actually. Full of uncontrollable punks. Tried to gather the rascals in one place and lead them, but it never worked out smoothly. It was a ragtag band of people without a place to call home, like rats. So I got my frustration off my chest when I called my old friend, Maggie. Oh, maybe you're more familiar with the name Magris.
Nope.
Anyway, after hearing my ramblings, they said that there's someone in their office who would be perfect for the job, and I took the offer since I didn't have any better ideas. That someone was
Ronaldo?
At first, I didn't expect that spring chicken to be able to do much. I was surprised to see that he only needed a week to convince everyone. For a guy who looked like much younger than me, he had both power and smarts to boast. He had a way with words that persuaded some, and for those who wouldn't listen, he said it with a contest of strength like in some parts of the back streets. Back then, I was kind of jealous and seeing Rhiannon to handle something I struggled with like it was nothing. But now I've accepted that he's the better man. I know that he'd know I wouldn't have managed to do it myself. Could have booted him out like a stubborn old man. But I have better things to keep than my pride.
I guess we'll hear about who these people are later.
I know who that is. That's a member of Charles's office, Roland's office.
Understood. One of the 12 fixers.
Yep, he's one of the 12.
Understood. Gabe, take us out of this, Star. Gabe? Gabriel?
I was muted!
I figured.
Starts passing away.
Ooh. Charles's office, the place Renaud worked, was popular among fixers. It was the subject of a lot of gossip.
Okay. Oh, that was you. Sorry.
For good reason. It was a grade 1 office consisting of just a few elites handling any requests of these. People would often wonder what exactly what kind of fixers were in that office. All we know about the office is that its fixers wore luxurious clothes, and the office's interior is fancy as well, and a unique style to the northern side. And that there were 12 fixers led by someone called the Captain. And they've all parted ways now, living their own lives. That's about it. Outside of Renaud, the person who helped us, we've only ever seen Margrice and Astolfo, who you would sometimes accompany, and someone called Bramante. Their attire and weapons were also distinct from what I could see of just those 4. I couldn't find anything in common, and the pressure I felt from just being around those powerful fixers, the stark difference between me and them was something else. I couldn't think much else.
God, alright. There is so much lore stuffed into the corners of this game. It's like, okay, well, that would have filled in some... would have colored in a little bit more of the whole 12 fixer thing. Interesting. Luxurious clothes was fancy as well. Was Angelica also part of the 12 fixers? Or was that before time thing?
That's a good question. I don't remember offhandedly.
I come back and I see a lot of names that I recognize from.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
12
Was
Fixers.
Angelica part of the 12 Fixers, Blinn?
She was not actually.
Okay.
She was hired by the by Charles's office, but was never officially
Understood.
part of Charles's office.
Alright, in the
She was-
matter of 2 hours, we got through all of Star of the City.
And now,
And look, there's only like
fucking
3 things here. This is...
two. It's just
Oh right, yeah. There's only effectively 2. Look, it's only we only have 10. We only have 14 things. How hard can it possibly be? How hard can it possibly be? Each association has a creed or maxim that reflects its atmosphere. Some emphasize gallant passion, while others aspire to a quiet and cold attitude. The Hana Association is no exception in that it has a number of outwardly seen principles. Coincidentally, they represent the most basic ideas the attitude a fixer must have. We must exercise concentration and resoluteness in all situations. Be diligent to detect the emergency of a new flow, yet be wary not to be swept by the flow yourself. As our occupation involves placing some in low positions and holding others in high regard, we must secure the values that constitute our frame, while amending outdated parts of our ideologies. Thus, we need to have an open mind that can accept opinions that differ from our own in moderation. Be willing to listen to the criticism of others and acknowledge it, but be cautious not to throw yourself into confusion by accepting any and all opinions. Change yourself without due consideration. Change what needs to be changed, but be stubborn about the rules you've maintained. In conclusion, we mustn't involve temptation or deception. Much like how a foundation influences the structures that stand on it, these principles serve as a basis for all associations to uphold. Being the association that supervises the system of fixers in general, the principles of the Hana are also applicable to the mindset any fixer should have. God, women. Jeez. Need to be reminded of how hot women are sometimes.
the city is nightmare bisexual world.
This is true.
It is hell for someone like me. As a
Yep.
bisexual.
Well, have fun doing this one, Blinn.
Yep.
There are 12 fixer associations across the city, and the Hana Association is the one in charge of the general management of the rest. We're renowned for rating in the threat levels of hazards that occur in the city, and grading fixers and offices. On top of that, we give out fixer licenses, issue official documents about certain requests, and assign colors to fixers who prove themselves to be beyond the grading system. Our association calls the shots on pretty much everything regarding the fixer activity. Although, there's one thing the Hana Association can touch on. The rating of hazards in the city are as follows: Urban Myth, Urban Legend, Urban Plague, Urban Nightmare, Star of the City, and Impurity. Most other associations only deal with Star of the City or lower, even though Hana Association has control over the grading the hazards. And there's one grade our association can't assign, the Impurity. Only the head has the authority to decide that. I don't know the exact rationale behind designating impurities. From what I can see, they seem to declare beings that defile the city as impurities and banish them to the outskirts. I suppose the head manages that part, and since things like the ethics of the city aren't subjects we are unqualified to discern.
That would have been an interesting one to read before finishing the game.
Because then you would have seen the head coming in like a mile away.
I already knew that the head was coming, but the thing of banishing them to the outskirts would have been funny. Man.
Woman.
Wait. Oh man, Harry, look what her pronouns in my bio. What's up? Yeah, this is me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you. You're Harold.
Yeah, me? Points at self? Anyway. For real? Ah!
Some people ask how stars of the city, the highest level of urban hazards, are any different from impurities. They wonder, aren't they disrupting the city's order? If you ask me, the city as it exists with the stars might be what the head thinks is the ideal image of the city. In the universe that is the city, a center of mass forms for each person who bears a wish for something, and clusters of dreams comparable to interstellar matter gravitate towards those centers. Driven by the force people exert in their efforts to reach those goals, such nebulae repeatedly expand and contract until they finally fulfill their wishes, creating a star whose glow we can observe. The people who witness the sparkle of that star admire how brilliantly it shines in the dark, and entertain the hope that they will shine as brightly one day, making yet more centers in the universe. Of course, some people will have their eyes fixed to the ground, too busy to gaze at anything other than their path ahead. However, once a person sets their eyes on a star, they begin to head towards it, using its guidance like a compass, although they probably aren't going to become a star themselves. They merely want to shine with their dreams for once, not to indulge in the sense of superiority that comes from being high up in the city sky.
You're into zodiacs and shit, aren't you? You probably know everyone's star sign.
Damn, what the hell?
Roland and I were longtime
yeah.
partners in Charles' office since the year dot. Since the year dot?
The beginning.
Uh-huh. There were 12 members in total, excluding... Oh, well, she answers it. Excluding Angelica, who joined the office later on to resolve the case of the Blood Red Knight. Consisting of rather few fixers for a Grade 1 office, it took on various requests, playing to the strengths of the 12 members who had different quirks and characteristics each. Roland and I got along well together, so I often worked with him. Well, not exactly for that reason. To be precise, someone had to keep his impulse to jump into action before thinking on a dog's leash. Valor without forethought is little more than a bluff, and there is more strength in discretion than recklessness. I wonder if you remember this piece of advice I gave when you were still prone to take action without thinking. I remember you conceding it and taking a step back. Although I gave you that advice, now I understand that it's not without fault. Thinking alone doesn't make progress, and too much caution can be a harm to oneself. I had a prudence, and you had the unhesitating action. We helped each other with our strengths, and we could just live on by dealing with matters at hand back in the day. Maybe those were the days when we could laugh and lament the most, and carry out our lives just like that. But now we've come too far to go back. So did you. So did Charles's office. Interesting.
Oh, the timing. I get to read Argalia.
Uh-huh. Alright, we're working from... Well, nothing is in order here. There's no sense of order here. Alright, then.
Nope.
When I heard the news and rushed to the scene, only a hideous musician who had concluded his performance and permanently shut the piano's lid with his torso awaited me. For the first time, emotions I couldn't understand welled up inside me. It's hard to define what they were, even now. It felt as if deep, tenebrous stains were seeping out of my heart. Alas, I didn't shed tears before that piano where your body rested, for I soon realized that you were no longer there. That's right. You're the gentle breeze that brushes past my face, and the clouds that fly in the sky, which give me heed of your presence from overhead and underfoot. I thought you had left me, but you had always come back. That's why I care no longer about the skin and flesh you wore only momentarily, Angelica. I'll follow you after the name you gave me, Uberto. You used to call me that down in those horrible underground chambers. I'll create a new world. One where people can live bountiful lives, even if they have nothing, free from obsession or greed. When we lose the fixation on our bodies, we won't be afraid of death anymore. And the rest will be eternal.
Honestly, much shorter than I was expecting for Argalia. Alright then. Oh boy.
Philip.
Alright, Gabe, you get to voice the
Hello.
one and only.
Hello.
Runaway man himself.
Man himself.
The runaway man.
How much longer must I walk until I reach an end? How tightly must I shut my eyes, cover my ears, and zip my mouth to keep what's around me safe before I can feel a semblance of happiness that won't leave me? I thought I had to overcome this pain and rise above it to become a tougher man. That way, I wouldn't lose those that are close to me. However, a human is fragile by nature. If one is too weak, they would crumble. And if one is too hardy, they would snap. I realize that there's little I could do to calm the disorder of this world. How can I live on without falling to despair then? A mind that is willing to let go of things that we're destined to leave at some point. A mind that is content to have nothing. I feel that it is important to refrain from thinking that anything is in my possession. I followed your troop in order to find a way to be happy, but what good did it do for me? Staying with you only exacerbated my suffering, defeating the whole purpose of joining you in the first place. I do want to add that you were not at fault here, though. I was the one who tormented myself. Had I known what I know now back in the past, would that have lessened the pain or changed anything? No. I don't blame myself for the choice in that moment. Even the failures and misery of the past were all part of the voyage leading up to this moment. So I'm thankful that I managed to achieve something for once. I might have drowned in my own tears and sorrow back then, but ultimately, I'm grateful for the choice I made, and all the things in the world.
How long is this? Okay, we won't have Gabe do the Greta voice. That's too long.
Be nice to me. If it was short, I would have done it.
Yeah. That's why I checked. I'm like, nope, that's too long. Where we live, there is nothing that can be achieved with your own will. The flow that we cannot go against dictates us. What we call gears are simply there to show the flow. You can't see it with your eyes. Nobody knows who created this massive current or why we must follow it. This flow never leads us to bad places, however. Rather, thinking that such a place exists is an act of defiance in itself. We merely watch events unfold as bystanders. You walk along a path, but was it you who laid the path there? You didn't teach yourself to lift your legs to propel you forward. They simply moved. Furthermore, the decision to walk wasn't our own either. Still, too many believe that they moved their legs out of their own volition. It's a shame to see them struggle to escape the flow, for they're only straying from salvation. I gotta be real, I was expecting a lot more of these to be really fucking long. I think we can do the bad endings today.
Yeah, I was about to say, I really want to do the
We
bad
can do the
ending.
bad endings today. We're gonna take a break after this, and I'm gonna get a cup of wine, but we are absolutely doing the bad endings today.
Oh, we get alcohol?
I'm gonna need alcohol for whatever these entail.
Oh, we're getting. Oh no, I can't get
Yay!
alcohol. I have to log in.
We drinking for bad endings, yeah!
I'll drink after.
I'm having just a
Fair enough.
glass of wine, you know, just to loosen myself a little bit.
Oh, I'm getting a bottle of soju.
I only have a beer in the fridge, man.
All right, Blinn, go ahead.
Oh god, I'm Greta.
You don't have to do a voice. We do not have to do a voice.
Please
It's
don't
an
tear
era
out your
where
car.
it's all good. I have to voice roll in anyway later. And it's an era where humans are dominated by the act of consumption. When you're hungry, you get annoyed, and when starvation touches your raw nerve, you turn violent. That's how humans are. And people who eat the same food will naturally grow similar. And so the high and mighty beings that want to rule over you demand you to eat the correct stuff. When something's correct, there's got to be something that's incorrect. Incorrect food. It's got to mean humans eating humans, don't you think? And why do people think that eating is natural, but then draw on the line at eating their fellow man? Who decided it's so, and why? Is it because human life is precious? That's a flawed statement. What makes the lives of animals less precious? We're not about to be down on a boring philosophical riddle about the weight of life now. If humans clearly have more value over animals because we're the apex predators, then there shouldn't be any problem with a pack of humans that rise above the rest and prey on others. You got two options. First, don't eat anything. Hey, I'm not suggesting that we all starve to death. Your body's tough to eat. Tough to eat. So what if you can change that habit? Maybe instead of food, your empty innards could be filled with possibilities of some other kind. You're not a fan of that. There's the second option. Eat anything. Just trace the smell of the blood and stuff what you find in your mouth as your brain tells you to.
Average credit moment. Oh my god. Alright, Gabe.
Fucking Bremen.
Honestly, I was half expecting Remen's page to just be all animal noises, and we're like, alright, well, that's one up. Cool, yippee, great. Easy one off the chopping block.
Let's go on an adventure, a world that changes with every step. The me that changes after every step I take. My eyes dazzled by colorful light, I pursue pleasures that I don't even have. Don't scold us because you can't understand our pursuit. You just happen to be one of the many who feel joy from common things. We, on the other hand, don't see any colors in those. You're the ones drenched in nasty pleasures. We're simply looking for what we lack. But complete satisfaction will never come. It'll only sink deeper in the raging thirst. We will spend our days in yet grander debauchery. We're happy, though. We can wet ourselves in new colors every day, unlike the rest of you.
I want Oswald.
Yeah, go ahead, Glenn.
People have hopes and dreams. I want to eat 3 blossoms of flowers. I want to be swifty, nifty, thrifty kitty. I want to earn a fortune. And then they add, maybe I'll find a delicious flower someday. Maybe I'll get fat stacks of cash in my paws someday. Maybe I'll be showered in the loudest applause someday. Someday. That dastardly someday just won't stop popping up. But to have a hope, you got to prepare in case to offer those wishful prayers upon. And a world where one can eat flowers. A reminder that you're a sluggish turtle right now. A beggarly reality, setting the stage for the performance we call hope. Thus and therefore, people have the wrong idea about how to have hopes. If they believe that the hopes will come true someday, they'll just keep parroting a contemptible word. The day will never actually come. Having expectations this way will only leave you with bitter anger. I'll change someday. That person will turn over a new leaf someday, if I can count on them and wait. Yeah. People entertain the hopes as they please, and then bite at each other when the change they expect it doesn't happen. Clowns can give out smiles in a world full of mean, teary friends. And so when we should all do the stretches starting today. Abandon all expectation. And just keep a merry, positive attitude and laugh no matter what you see. Let's make a performance about what's already come true, and not some supposed reality you hoped for someday. I'm already on the stage, standing under the brightest spotlight ever.
Writing us, my god. He kind of cooking a little bit. He's a little bit insane, but he does have a point. You can't say someday. Someday is gonna start today.
Let us talk into some clown-to-clown communication.
No.
Fuck, I have to get in again.
Well, Gabe. Woman.
Hi.
Still can't believe they didn't give her a fucking tail.
Beautiful. She gets a tail in her distortion. Remember.
I know,
Yeah,
but
but in
regularly.
She
She's
doesn't
not
have one.
fully. She's not fully there yet.
She's not full furry.
Fighting for survival is a natural thing. Even now, we're all in battle. There's more people born than folks dying of natural causes, and the living struggle in their own positions every day. A fight to protect and to avoid falling behind. Maybe it's all 'cause there just ain't enough seats for the ever-growing population of humans to take. Sure, extra jobs and stuff could be made in the future, but that's nothing more than a hopeful estimate that might not happen until it's too late for you. The world we live in right now is what matters. There's gotta be a way to weed out the unfit without straining all of us, and that's when strength plays its part. I don't get why you vilify this. Aren't we all doing the same thing, directly or not? We all boy our way past others so we could survive, and the losers are knocked out of the race. You say this is fair, but say no to physical conflicts, to respect life or whatevs. Then let me ask, what's the reason to respect life? Do you think you're respecting life right now?
Sorry, is respecting life in the room with us right now? I think the fuck not.
I just wanted to ask, is the respecting life you're talking about in the room right now? Cause I can't fucking hear it.
Had I been busy with an urgent appointment as any other tragic tale should go, your death wouldn't have felt so miserable. Yeah, I would have cried until my tears had run their course. I would have been ready to send you off. It was an ordinary day. The sort of day when there were no meetings or gatherings to attend to after I came home from work. Your body was crushed beyond recognition. I couldn't have noticed on my own that it was a random chunk of flesh. They put your remains in a stasis box and sent it to me. That was their gesture of condolence. I'd have refused to believe it was you if it weren't for the clothes. I spent hours sitting there in a numb silence, vacantly staring at a lump I couldn't even dare to hug. A stuffed doll you were carrying, now next to the box, caught my eye. Even though it was shredded and soaked in blood, the cotton filling was still clustered together, as if it remembered the volume of the doll. It seemed some cotton remained even after the roller crumpled all the outer fabric. Then, for reasons unknown, I bought the other dolls out of your room and cut them up with a pair of scissors. I don't know what possessed me to cut them into pieces of fabric. There wasn't even enough to fully cover the doll, so I scraped together pieces of clothing to sew it back up. With the same gentle hands that made your doll the first time. The outcome was creepier than what it used to be, but it was the same doll I remembered nonetheless. The appearance didn't matter. Maybe, just maybe, the same could be said for you. I gazed at the box where you, my son, rested for what could no longer be an eternity. My two hands were once so busy that it was a bother. They had paused for the time, but now they are about to move again, just for you. God damn, alright.
Oh, I'm Aletta.
Yippee.
And blood fiends. The beings said to have been punished with never-ending thirst for the sin of lusting after human blood. That's what your kind called us, condemning us out of fear. I was afraid as well when I faced them for the first time in that mansion where everything began. Violent beings who drank the blood of fellow humans. A growing feeling of unease about the possibility of being their next target. The people in the mansion were terrified of those who became monsters, even though they were humans like us. And they were outside of what we thought of the norm. In hindsight, though, it was just a silly thing to do. What is the illusion of normalcy? And that we feared and fought for so strongly. Let's say that every human on the planet except for one turned into blood fiends, and the single person remaining is left normal, as they say. In that case, what would normalcy be like there? How must the lone human feel, being the monster among the creatures they dreaded? Should they fight for their last breath for the humanity they kept for so long? Perhaps that's become an obsolete ideology. One that's no longer worth keeping. What if rejecting that old ideal and becoming a blood fiend opened up our potential for growth in numerous aspects? Your kind likes to claim that something is out of the ordinary, but it's only different from what you've seen and experienced before, so you fear it. And try to exclude it from your herd. But you see, there's no real justification for your kind to condemn us.
Okay, so you are just essentially a vampire. Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting given the one thing that I know. Interesting. Alright, so vampires are... Gotcha. Oh, okay. Understood. Neat.
Vampires are real. Asterisk.
Asterisk.
They don't function with the same rules that vampires
I
do
absolutely
in most movies of fiction.
It's vampire by name only, right? I mean, not even by name, but vampire by essence. All right, then.
It's also really
they consume
funny.
blood.
Yeah.
All right, Gabe,
It's-
take us. Oh, go ahead.
It's really funny with Elena in specific, because blood fiends usually pretty chill. Not gonna lie.
So there's such okay. You find this out later through other pieces of Project New Media. You can turn into a blood fiend via distorting, or blood fiends have technically already existed. But you can
Yeah.
also distort into one. It's
And-
complicated.
Yeah.
The natural born ones are beefing with the distorted ones really badly because they're fucking up the order that they made.
Amazing.
Yeah, because they don't have like the community as the other ones do. So they're just like,
I'm just gonna fuck around.
like Elena did.
Yeah.
They don't fucking like Elena. They really don't like
Elena
her.
was a distorted one.
Yes.
Understood.
Yeah, because like even among like blood fiends, all the blood fiends looked at Elena and was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Genuinely, what the fuck is your problem?
Amazing. Well, all right, Gabe, take us home.
All right.
You are Pluto.
Dinner, dinner, dinner.
That's it. That's the entry. Just the back to the bone riff.
Give me 1 second. Cool.
The world is one massive aggregation of delusions, a world where individuals can shape their own reality as they see fit. Every person is susceptible to deception, for they have knowledge. For that reason, it is impossible for a pure being untainted by knowledge to see the world as we mistakenly observe it. In the same way, they cannot discern the end point of a line, or tell between blue and red. A world devoid of wants. It would be unfit to call that place a world. In fact, to call it even a place would be yet another misconception among us knowing ones. The more one learns, the more delusions they invite. However, if most people observed the same place and felt the same sentiments, then it might not be your own delusion after all, wouldn't you say so? For instance, take a look at the blue sky. The celestial dome is higher and farther than one can fathom, and as blue as can be. Most will agree that the sky is tall and blue. Alas, those who think such are ultimately within your view. It is only natural that they agree with you, as they're figments born out of your delusional mind. Indeed, the sly entity that prevents you from seeing the world in its sincerest form would be none other than yourself. Even the holy entity in which you believe and to which you devote yourself is going to be a projection of your own self. So how can I trust anything that my eyes show me?
That took about 30 minutes all told. Legit, that took about 30 minutes all told.
Bed in time.
God damn. Well, we're taking a fucking...
Cycle.
I'm gonna make some ramen and such really quick before we do that for us to chill, but,
Fair enough.
where do you even access the bad ends again?
We gotta start with Roland with the Black Silence.
Yeah, post-battle, thing, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, post-battle Black Silence.
Alright then. God damn. We... 140 fucking 7 books. God.
All done.
Honestly, a lot of great lore there. Insanely great lore. I do wish that we maybe read it as we were going along, honestly, for some parts here and there, but overall, I'm glad that we at least read it, period, because so much important lore.
Yeah.
Made it.
We made it. Alright, we're gonna take a short break, and then, yeah, we have plenty enough time to do the bad ends. Alright then. Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick break and get myself some ramen going.
Do I also make food? Because udon, I have udon, and then udon sounds good.
Well, you would have to set it going and then go get it afterwards. Perhaps I would wait. It depends on who we're doing first, and I think we're doing Roland first, so we'd have to.
Well, the order of things is Angela, then Roland.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's
yeah.
right. Oh, you're so right. Oh, you're so right. Okay, in that case, I would say yes. I'm gonna go get water, cause I have to voice.
You get the voice body.
My friend. Okay, I'll be back.
Welcome back.
Got my ramen cooking. And,
Yeah.
alright, I really thought that the ensemble was gonna take much longer. I was
To be
expecting...
fair, I think we just overestimated how long they'd be.
Yeah, I was expecting them to be much more detailed and not pretty much like... They're more so like little, capstones to things, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was, I'm not against it being shorter than I was expecting.
That means we can actually do the fucking bad endings.
Yes, thank goodness.
Maybe a fight even, but that is up to you.
Alright then. I want to have a little bit of my ramen first before we go into hell times.
Understandable.
Because y'all have hinted constantly at this being a time.
What, the bad endings?
Yep.
I died. I am back.
Dude,
Back.
so the creator, the writer of Final Fantasy Tactics, Yasumi Matsuno, just put out a post.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucking goated.
What does it say?
Nearly 30 years ago, the collapse of Japan's bubble economy engulfed the nation's financial institutions and mountains of bad debt, triggering a wave of corporate bankruptcies, a sudden and extreme rise in unemployment rates, and stagnation of Japanese society as a whole. It was an era when many were robbed of hope, when dreams were measured by their price tag. Against this historical backdrop, I crafted a story. It was the story of Ramza, a young man who fought tirelessly against the entrenched social class system. It was the story of Delita, who sought to take advantage of this confusion and despair to advance his own social position. It was the story of a peculiar destiny in which friendship and betrayal intertwine. And now in 2025, a time when inequality and division are still deeply rooted in our society, I offer this story once again. The will to resist is in your hands.
Oh my god, he's so cool.
Motherfucker really just went and said, yes, this game was always political. Don't you dare try and say otherwise.
Hell yes. I straight up, I don't know how you look at Final Fantasy Tactics and say this game is political. I'll kill you.
I don't really fully know that game. Like, I'm trying to play through it for the first time. I might, depending on when the remaster comes out, I might do that for stream. I was doing it on my Vita, but now I'm like, but yeah. Goddamn. Man, I miss the age of Squaresoft. I really miss the age of Squaresoft. I want Squaresoft games again. I do not need modern Square games. Modern
Not
Square
a big fan
games.
of the Enix.
I'm not a big look. Enix more or less made Final Fantasy X, and that's the last. I mean, Final Fantasy 12 was also okay. It's more so the 2010s and onwards Square. I'm just like, man.
Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of love that. All right then. All right, I'm gonna start eating some ramen now. I need my ramen. Oh, I'll just keep on my BRB screen for a second. That way my model doesn't tweak while I'm eating.
Understandable.
Yeah, no, I might do a playthrough of Tactics for stream. I don't know. I really want to get into Tactics. I could not get into it when I was younger because it's not an easy game. Tactics silly. Hi Sunday. How you doing, baby? Do you one of y'all want to give a shout for Sunday?
Yeah,
I was just waiting. I'm like, y'all can basically just give a shout out to her if you want. Woke up earlier. Good morning.
What?
What's up?
What the fuck is that game?
Hi, Sunday. Oh! Slurpg! Yeah! It's
Oh,
great.
SlarPG? Yeah.
Yeah, we know Slurp.
Yeah, Yobius wants me to play that, yeah. I'll play it eventually. I'm not sure it's a stream-worthy game. I'm not sure. The aesthetic doesn't really appeal to me. I know, I am the lesbian enjoyer and all, but like, I don't know, the visual aesthetic just doesn't fully appeal to me. It's very Undertale. I don't know, I'm very particular when it comes to visual styles, and I don't know, something doesn't click, but... I don't know why I am the way I am. I just look at a thing, I'm like, not sure about this, but I'll give it a try eventually.
Mhm.
Plus, not everything works the best for like a stream setting and such. Not sure.
Yeah.
Get all your girlfriends together.
I'm not sure I could keep Bianca's attention with that. That is not a Bianca time.
You can only put one lesbian in the stream title. You can't do it more than once. Why? 2 or more lesbians is too much for Twitch moderation. Okay.
Like, lesbians plural is too much.
You can only do lesbian, not lesbians. Which is normal. On my fucking Pride Month?
Yeah, during Pride Month. Damn.
You can put lesbians in the stream title. Yeah, you can put lesbians in the
Part 2
stream
lesbians!
God damn, no, God damn it! I was just thinking about the fucking one thing that Yuri Lowenthal said. I'm going downtown Inaba with my pack of lesbians. Let's go, lesbians! Let's go!
Let's go, lesbians.
I'm able to
let's
type
go.
I'm able to type lesbian twice. This is very funny for anyone watching thing. Hello, Suki.
Library of lesbians.
Speaking of lesbians.
Speaking of lesbians.
Hi, Suki, darling. How are you doing? I have my model on currently because I'm eating ramen and, like, you know.
It's okay. You can look at us. I guess.
Hi, Sunday.
Hi, Sunday.
I joined for
What's
a
up?
bit just to say how very unfair it is.
During our fucking Pride Month, you couldn't even do that.
Wait. Is Final Fantasy Tactics gonna be fully voice acted?
That was an insane noise. Please don't.
With fully,
acknowledge
oh
that.
my god, it's gonna be fully, oh my god, it's gonna be fully voice acted. Holy shit. Okay then, I was prepared to do voiceover project for that game. It's gonna be fully voice acted. That's insane.
Life is beautiful.
That's insane. Phil Lamar is apparently at the head of it with voicing a character. Neat.
Wait, is there a Steam listing for Tactics? I assume it's like from the State of Play or something.
Yeah, State of Play announced a Final Fantasy Tactics remaster. But how are you doing, Suki?
Oh.
For anyone unacquainted, Suki is a wonderful fucking artist. Love her dearly. You love Tactics? Hell yeah. I've never properly gone into Tactics. I only played a little bit back in the day and, like, got to, like, the point where you can unlock optional characters and fell in love with Worker 8, and I was bad at everything after that point, so... I have it on my Vita currently, but I'm like, if it's going to be on them, I might play it for stream. Unsure, I might play it for stream. I have a lot of things to play for stream. I'm almost finished with my ramen. I'm just like, I need food. Also, ramen good.
Ramen soothes the soul.
Ramen soothes the soul. I cannot believe that it's so easy to make good ramen. Add an egg to it, add some spices to it, and it's like, this is a plenty good bowl of ramen.
That's just me with like noodles in general. I'm gonna be so fucking real. Like, just hand me some chili oil.
Yeah, if you have some
And,
chili crisp, you're set for life. I need to buy a new
Yeah, that's
jar,
good,
actually.
Chill good. Chili good.
Chili yummy.
I would say isn't that Gabe's favorite too? It's ramen.
I tend to eat a lot of it because I'm poor.
Wow.
And I make it really good.
Wow.
Really cheap. I'm just being honest here.
Gabe,
What's up?
Gabe.
What's up?
Sunday,
not sure.
Sunday said, and I quote, "Isn't Gabe's favorite ramen?"
Oh.
Yeah, there was a space in between that.
It was a very short space, but it was
I was wondering if like you acknowledged it and just like proceeded to like say it like answer it honestly anyway, or if, like, if you didn't notice.
That's the autism. I'm sorry,
Oh
everyone.
no, I fully registered. I
It
fully caught it. It was just so fucking funny because it was what we all expected.
I also got it because I'm bisexual. This is like, that's really funny.
I mean, there's like nothing I can say to like refute that. I guess. This company had a new Kanto come out, and there's a man in it, and I've been like drilling over him for
Wait, Project Green, I leave. Bye.
like a month. Okay, farewell. Question mark.
Bye, Sunday.
Goodbye, Sunday. I'll miss you.
She wants to avoid spoilers for the game that
She jumped into and skipped like most of the story.
because she wanted to just play the game. Ignore the fact that like gameplay often has so many spoilers in it for things.
Sunday, I told my friends about you, and they thought you were crazy.
I love it because like that's a thing that like we've heard plenty of people do with Final Fantasy 14, right? Like a good friend of ours, Alan, did that with Final Fantasy 14 until it got his attention for like 5 seconds.
He skipped all the story, and then he played Shadowbringers and watched the story, and then he skipped the story again.
It was only until Endwalker that it was Endwalker that he stopped skipping the story. He's like, wait, this shit kind of good. All right, I skip again. All right.
It makes you crazy.
Oh, it's time.
Oh, how are we tackling this?
I feel like we should just
Tackle
skip
it from the
dialogue.
top. Oh, skip it until the choice comes in.
The choices, yeah.
We'll just start with this one first.
Nope.
This is entirely you, Ren.
Yep. This may affect future progress. I've already future progressed all over the place. Wait. So, because we're diving into this, Black Silence fight. Roland reveals that he was actually going to kill Angela the whole time because she did not deviate from her plan, which was pretty much continuing the suffering that everything happens. Gone Angels plays, and now we're presented with the choice of do we forgive him or not for trying to do what he did. Okay, have to channel a very different Angela here, and no worries for the lurk there. This is the end of the line, Roland. I suppose this is another sorrow I must overcome.
Yep. We all just have to look at our own agonies. Nothing else. Congrats, Angela.
Girl, you're so pretty.
Crying.
Thank you so much. I'll move onwards to the next stage of my life.
네가 우는 모습도 낯선데.
Seeing you cry is a rare enough sight.
Holding such misery, I have made it to this point at last. With eyes that can shed tears, I shall laugh as I watch the city cry. That book taught me many things. The way to give abnormalities physical form, to set them free. The way to liberate the Sephiroth by bestowing holy human bodies upon them. The way to restore the consciousness and flesh of all the employees of Lobotomy Corporation. The way to attain the strength I need to live on in the city. It's time you accepted your fate and returned to books. You know better than anyone else that it's pointless to oppose me in the library, don't you? Ah, I see. Gotcha. Amazing. Oh my god, understood. Gotcha. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. So she learned how to liberate everyone. And then
chooses to kill them.
Amazing. Okay then. Fuck. Malka, that's Jack. You saw it. They're all dead. So this is your final choice, huh?
참으로 뻔뻔해.
What a shameless person you are, Angela.
Maybe this is what I should have done sooner. It was silly of me to make a deal with you. I wouldn't have to feel this heartache had I not made the offer that day and lived by myself.
제멋대로 되살리고.
You take the liberty of giving us life, only to bring death again.
참으로 어리석군.
You are truly unwise.
더불어.
Furthermore, you're regretting your own decisions.
I love the way that they're really just immediately being like, hey, this is a bad ends. If you didn't know already, this is the bad ends. This is a bad ends. God. You tried to interrupt me, so I did what I had to do. After all, you chose to stand against me with the flesh and freedom you've gained. You could have walked away, disappeared from my sight, and I wouldn't have harmed you. Oh. She did give them flesh and freedom and they... Right. Yeah, that makes sense. It is amusing that you should mention that. You have earned a human body, and the freedom for which you sought so earnestly. Yet you will not take a single step onto the soil outside the library. That's how fickle the human mind can be. Wouldn't you agree? Indeed, you are right. Let us dance our last dance together. I want this to be your final and permanent slumber. Ayan, your dream will plummet to the ground. I bet everything on it. To stake everything means to devote all that I have. Why did I yearn for a human body so strongly? It's only a burden for my vengeance. I am a librarian, one who watches the fall of the city from the ivory nest I erected. It will grow into a library that devours all the knowledge and life of the city. The library encroached on the southern quarter of the city. No one could dare stop its violent growth. It ceaselessly killed people, enriching the spire of knowledge without falter. It shines over the city, brighter than any other star. For 13 years, the library enshrouded the city.
That was one grand job you did with all those dangerous monsters you gathered.
What?
Librarian of
What? What? There's another fucking character in the bad ends? What?
Yeah.
What? Okay, Angela looking fucking extravagant as fuck here though. But okay then. What?
What's up?
I wasn't prepared for another character to show up in this game.
Yeah.
Good work.
A monster should behave as one.
Miss Librarian of Death.
I trusted in following you, knowing nothing.
And she grew her hair all out again. How many colleagues of yours, the so-called book hunters, have you killed? What? What? What the fuck is... What? What?
I've lost count.
And countless more people will die in the future. I know humans. I learned the secrets of mankind that the city had been hiding from them.
I'm sure you do. And I know you. Thank you for all your hard work. Please die, once and for all.
Thank you for putting me to rest, O child who had no name. Even the brightest star fades someday. It will eventually be felt by man, just like any other star. As tonight, again, the stars are brushed by the wind.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Okay, so Angela made a kid at some point, I guess? What?
No,
Is that your conclusion?
That's
Not what happened.
Or,
that is not what happened.
I mean, or more so took someone under her wing, essentially.
That's more accurate.
Yeah, I look, I get 5 seconds of suddenly, oh hey, a whole new character in this bad ends. Alright then. Oh wait, I went to the wrong one. Alright.
That's the damn head.
That's a damn head.
The
Like,
head.
what the fuck? What the fuck?
You're just gonna have to sit through this.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's okay. I love Angela. I can sit through things. Snub Angela and Roland will exact.
Snub Angela. And Roland will exact his revenge with this last step. Sorry, can I just hijack this from you? You can't just put an end to it, Angela. It's not something you can decide on your own like this! Angela, the reason I give you a painless death, as opposed to my initial plan. Well, let's call it a last bit of consideration for you. As my friend. Alright? It's all over. Angelica.
And that's the library crumbling, I imagine, since it was her ego.
As Angela's head toppled to the floor, the library crumbled with her.
Man.
A solitary man stands in the middle of the city. Next to him was a machine, soaked in red. The library vanished, as if it were an illusion all along. And the man disappeared into the city once again.
What?
Did you hear the news?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you fucking mean? We have 4 fucking characters? I need some fucking pads. I mean, alright, these are part of the 12 fixers at least, but alright.
Glad you caught on quickly. Did you hear the news? Our big man's returned.
롤랑. 그렇게 개판을 치다가 인제 와서 말이지.
Roland, really, after all those years of creating mayhem,
난 당연히 소리 소문 없이
I thought he quietly wound up 6 feet under or something.
He'll be dead sooner or later. He's done too many things for him to handle the consequences.
그래서 어떻게
So?
지내고 있대?
How's he doing these days?
예전 일도 있으니
Maybe I'll go pay him a visit for old time's sake.
매일 술 가야겠 쩔어 산다.
Heard he spends each day drowned in drugs and alcohol.
더러운 일 많다.
taking filthy jobs, like he's possessed or something.
그 얼간이 너무 변했어.
That fool's changed too much. He's not worth seeing. I bet he'll disappear again soon enough.
바뀌지 않는 사람은 드물잖아.
Few people can go on without changing. I mean, just look at us.
한 사람이 하수구 아래
A man drifts down the gutter.
그 남자의 등에는 무수한
Numerous weapons dig into the man's back.
얼굴 모르는 자의 몽둥이.
A club that belongs to a stranger.
원수였던 자의 말.
A limb that belongs to a nemesis.
동료였던 자의 단검.
A dagger that belongs to a colleague.
친구였던 자의 창.
A lance that belonged to a friend.
등에 꽂힌 수많은 무기는
These countless instruments of harm
업이다.
are the karma he bore.
나는 알고 있나니
I know that on the day of my final agony,
넌 내 마음속에
you'll be there, lying in my sheets. No sorrow,
나와 함께
so that you might once again attempt to enter my heart.
말했잖아, 롤라.
What did I
너
tell you,
말
Roland?
시켰어.
You've killed too many.
이 정도로 죽여버리면
I warned you
뭐가
that if you
뭔지
relished
알수
murdering so much, you'll lose yourself.
그 사람은 그렇게
Just like that,
조용히
the man sank to oblivion in black silence.
Okay. What the fuck?
That shit made me miserable.
Aren't you fucking miserable? Aren't both of these like fucking agonizingly bad for both of them?
My god, they are both really fucking bad for both of them. Absolutely.
I
What if
have
you fell
art
back
of
into the cycle of abuse versus what if you got your revenge and it wasn't what you wanted at all?
Yeah.
I have art of these fucking things too, and it's just as bad. It's just
I think Roland's like both of them are self-destructive, right? Both of them are just extremely self-destructive because of their actions and everything. Roland's is really, I mean, they're both miserable, but Roland's is kind of very poignantly miserable.
Angela, she dies at the hand of the person that she took under her wing at her own request. And because she was so fearful of leaving the library, she never left it.
Yeah.
In 13 years.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Roland got what he wanted, and it did not fix anything.
It made everything worse, pretty much.
It made him so much worse.
And he just dies
And he
in a
spiraled
gutter
out of control.
in the street somewhere. By
Yeah, like they both
the hands of so many people.
They both spiraled in their own ways, and just, yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. Alright then.
Look at this fucking art. It makes me so fucking miserable.
Oh.
I got another one of Roland Bad End too.
Yup. It sucks. Both of these endings are sad. Please remember them.
I love that there are 4 fucking characters.
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's so
I'm hoping
funny.
we see them again at some point.
Well, I mean, 3 of them we absolutely can see. The Angela one... The Angela one is... I mean, that was at the point of 13 years later, which makes me like... The other 12 fixers, that's easy to see. Whoever the fuck that person was is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, if you see that other person, like, ever, they'd have to be completely unrecognizable.
Because, like, Limis Company, I have to imagine, takes place not too long after Library of Ruina. Like, at most, maybe 2 years or something? I don't know. Like, definitely not.
A year top.
Okay, yeah, like, I figured. Well, fucking hell.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, Roland, Angela's is kind of like the expected thing where you're like, yeah, she would just, that would just be the way things go. And then Roland is, Angela's is like going out like a quiet spark in the dark, while Roland's is just seeing a man fall into absolute misery. I think Roland stings. I think Roland stings the harder of the two, because like it's miserable to see, and also they definitely
You
put a
see
lot.
like the full extent of his fucking agony, like in such a short sequence, versus Angela's is like so long and drawn out, and you see him at his worst, and then you see him go down further somehow.
Roland's ending is so his fury is like a flame, and by the time that at the end of the Black Silence reception, it was like embers at that rate. He just wanted it over. And even then, when he got the revenge of the bad ending, it relit, but using himself as fuel.
Because also, like, part of the thing that really hurt, part of the thing that, like, he had to do with the bad end and hurting himself was the fact that Angela made the decision that he was waiting for. Angela made the decision that broke everything he had fought for. And I still
did it.
That's the thing, is that she made the decision and he chooses to do it. Like, it's like both of their actions are. Angela's action is, she purely has to act of her own heart and her own will. Roland's action, Angela set and like is a response. Angela's is taking initiative. Roland's is a response. So Angela's taking the initiative to do a harmful action. Roland is responding to the best action he could have hoped for with an inability to change. Because like he takes the most self-destructive action because Angela gave him a chance. Or hell, didn't even really give him a chance. She just forgave him and chose to do her action as she chose it.
So in that scene, like leading up to that, it was Angela actively forgiving Roland and letting herself be vulnerable and giving her
putting her full faith in. She turns her back to him. Basically, she gives him the full power to do what he wants to. Like she fully leaves it in his control because she has her action to do, and she doesn't stop him one way or another. And Roland. Roland rejecting that is setting a flame to everything, using himself as fuel, because he even says it himself that Angela proved to be his friend. It was his friend in the ends, right?
Well, even then, Angela also set Roland up with that, because she, in that last action, she wanted to trust Roland as a friend.
Yeah.
And even if he did take revenge, she hoped that it would at least bring him solace, which it didn't.
At all. He got worse because of it.
I enjoy having the little vignette of just other people talking about him, right? And just being like, yep, no one should see him. He is not the same person.
And then he just dies, just fucking somewhere out in the back streets at the hands of one of his colleagues and a lot of other people.
Yeah, because Astolfo was basically the one who, I mean, most of that seemed like his own weapons, right? But actually,
no, that wasn't.
No, those are other weapons.
Silence. Yeah, those are other weapons.
Yeah.
And so one thing that I saw that I hope to God was the case was that lance that Roland mentioned.
Because that was
to a friend.
Olivier's lance, right? That would have been right? I think that was Olivier's.
Well, Olivier wields a lance, yeah, but I'm also hoping that it was Astolfo's.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounded like Astolfo finished him off, yeah.
Because in Charlemagne lore, Astolfo wielded a lance.
Yeah.
And
actually,
so
wait, no,
like
it wouldn't be Olivier because Angela didn't get to do her action. So yeah, it would have been Astolfo.
Yeah. So I would like to believe that Astolfo, seeing Roland already on his deathbed and probably trying to kill someone, and in response just decided to put Roland down.
Yeah. Like, man.
Yeah. This shit sucks. Like, it's good, but like, wow, it's miserable.
It adds some food onto things and all. You have some extra food. But hey, we did it in under 4 hours, might I add.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that. I wasn't sure how long the bad ends would be, but they are pretty just, you know, short and not sweet. Short and very much not sweet. Goddamn. Alright then.
Yay.
Man.
And now, beyond mods, you're good.
Yeah. We're pretty much, besides mods, we're done with the Library of Ruina.
Which is a lot of modded content for you to work with.
There's a lot of shit out there.
Which I need to go touch up that mod list, actually.
Can't believe there's so much Ruina. Well, I mean,
Ruina.
we'll probably be. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do a Ruina stream next week, but I think we're gonna start diving into. Are we starting with Leviathan or Distortion Detective?
I want to suggest doing Leviathan first, but Gabe, what's your opinion?
I would say Distortion Detective first and then Leviathan, because
The way that it sounds like Distortion Detective sounds more like a side thing, while Leviathan sounds like it's a direct lead into Limbus, right? In a way, like that's the impression
Leviathan
I got.
directly leads into Limbus, but the thing is, Distortion Detective, if I remember correctly, it takes place during Library.
yeah.
I mean,
yes, it does actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just remembered a funny thing.
Because I mean, we hear about a Distortion Detective in one of these books, right? I'm very glad we read these books at least, but yeah.
Yeah, it was
I'm gonna
with Wedge Office.
I will have to experiment a little bit on how we want. Like, I imagine it'll be fine. It's gonna be a weird stream. We'll probably just count it as like the Library of Ruina category or something. I'm not sure how we're gonna.
We'll say. Oh no, continue first.
I'm not sure how we're gonna tackle stream, but like we're gonna be streaming, doing the reading along of it. It's gonna be weird. I'm actually gonna have to make a whole new overlay for it with the idea I have in mind. Mainly because my idea is I have a fucking 1440p OLED laptop, and I have regrets for buying that thing. And it's a touchscreen foldable laptop. I have regrets buying that thing. However, it is the most perfect manga machine to ever fucking exist. So my plan is to essentially do a double projection onto my laptop using my vertical monitor, and to do some funky overlay things of utilizing the vertical monitor for capturing things for OBS. I don't know, I'm gonna have to experiment a little bit, so I'll take that I'll take a decent like week or two to figure out how best to make that work, since they're both manga, right? Or light novels. I don't really know the difference between the two necessarily.
Distortion Detective is a web novel, and then same with Leviathan.
So like combination of text and panels and such.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
We can figure out how we're gonna interact with it then. But I definitely like.
I need to figure out a way to read Distortion Detective, because I know Leviathan. I know of a way to read.
They never finished Distortion Detective.
Yeah, that was
so
one
we
of my
will
main
get a
things.
hard cut off at some point.
All right, understood.
The reason why they never finished Distortion Detective is because Project Green was like, we like this story enough that we kind of just don't want to do it in novel form, so we'll get back to you later, but
they want to make
gonna come back to the story.
Understood. Gotcha, yeah.
To this day, I await the Distortion Detective visual novel. Please, 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 please.
So should we read Distortion Detective, or?
I mean, yes.
Okay.
Because there's some stuff that they talk about in there
that are very important.
That helps with the lead-in into Ruina, yes.
Heard.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of information that comes in that'll help out with Limbus, as well as like some stuff in Leviathan as well.
Understood. Okay.
I am of the suggestion of Distortion Detective first and then Leviathan after.
But all right. Gotcha. I don't know how long those are going to take, but we'll probably be starting that the week before you go on your trip, Blinn, I think. Or, well, actually, you said you leave at the 28th, right?
I leave on the 28th, yes.
Yeah, so we can do it. We can start that, and I think that can fill in the last 2 weeks of June before your trip. And then Limbus Company, I think that'll only take, what, 2 to 3 streams, probably, depending. I don't know how long Leviathan is. Distortion Detective might take like 1 or 2 streams. Leviathan will probably take more streams, but we can make it work.
I don't know about that, because I haven't read Distortion Detective, but I'm reading that, like, I'm looking at the, like, a wiki thing for it. Distortion Detective has, like, 42 chapters.
That's pretty big.
And then, I know Leviathan is shorter by comparison for,
We can also reach out to Nomad and Toast and see if they'd be interested in joining in for that. I don't know if they would.
For Distortion Detective, I'm not sure.
For either of them, because you said Nomad would definitely want to be in on Leviathan, right?
He wants to do Leviathan. He very much, he expressed that he wants to voice Virgilius.
Virgilius is in Leviathan? Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
Understood. Gotcha.
We'll leave it at that. Also, I'm looking at it now. Leviathan is 20 chapters in comparison to fucking Distortion Detective.
Oh,
Distortion Detective is a bit long, but it's really good. And my beautiful, beautiful wife is in there, so you need to be there.
We get 2 old lady war criminals and
old woman war criminal.
Amazing. All right then. Yeah, I think we'll be beginning that the week of the 16th then, and we'll sign attack it. I might put modded fights on the side for now, just so we're able to get through this, because I really do want to start Limbus come July.
Fair enough. We can. If I'm gonna be so real, you can do the modded fights whenever. Like,
oh yeah, the modded fights are whenever. Yeah, that's whenever.
Like, yeah, like if you don't have an idea of a stream, just like fuck it, play some Ruina.
I mean, yeah, because I also like the next time that Dragon Council runs the next time the Dragon Council does a archipelago, I will absolutely be joining in on Ruina that time.
Yeah.
Once again, heed my warning. Jingles my keys. If Ruina does, I don't know if Ruina has logic yet, but if it doesn't have logic, there's a non-zero chance you might have to bug the person who made the
archipelago mod.
The archipelago.
I don't know what
Not
logic
the archipelago
means.
mod, but the person who's running it.
Yeah, understood.
Okay. How to explain logic for dummies? So when
I'm the dummy.
When you have checks. Like let's say, I'm pretty sure in the Ruina one, it's like receptions. They give you receptions.
Right.
They get randomized out between everything. When it doesn't have logic, that means it doesn't know when to prioritize certain checks earlier and when to prioritize certain checks later. Which means, like, a reception in, like, I don't fucking know, Urban Plague could be, like, at the very end of, like, someone else's Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah. Right.
Or, let's say, like, an entire floor could be locked behind, like, some fuck-ass annoying, like, quest line that a person won't be able to get to for a really long period of time, which just means you physically cannot use a floor for, like, a really long time.
Right, so logic is basically being able to check when those things are and being able to adjust it or such?
Yeah, checks when, logic means, the randomizer understands where would be better places to put it versus where would be worse places to put it, and what should be prioritized earlier and what should be prioritized later. So for example, the game should prioritize getting you access to individual floors more than it should prioritize fuck-ass reception of W Corp really early in.
Right. You have to fight Zhao at Urban Plague.
Wait.
You have no tools that can help you. Go
So,
fight
wait.
Yon.
So you're able to fight later fights depending on the because, right? Because you get the.
They just give you shit. Yeah.
Huh.
And you can just go do the reception.
Interesting. God. Huh. That'd be very interesting. That'd
You're
be
brave.
yeah. No, I'm like mentally, immediately mentally in my head, I'm like, which fights could you even feasibly do with the least amount of stuff possible? I'm like,
So what
not-
happens, I think, with the archipelago is it gives you books called Books of Everything, and you burn them, and they give you a bunch of random key pages.
Understood.
Or key pages, just pages. So you can get shit from like Iori, or you could get like
Interesting.
Cursed with random bullshit.
fucking random bullshit.
Fascinating.
15 rat pages.
Fascinating. My brain doesn't fully comprehend, but still
You'll understand when you play it. Smile.
amazing. Well, we're officially done with Ruina at least, which is really neat.
We did it.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yay!
Guess I'm gonna figure out who to like start rating and such. I'm possibly gonna be live tomorrow playing Apex Legends. I'm sorry. Bianca wants to play some Apex as part of
a lot
Stack
of
Up.
fucking Apex.
I've been trying to like rank like get better at ranked and everything. I want it's look, some streamers have League of Legends as their vice, Apex is mine. I apologize for it. I apologize. I have nothing to say beyond I apologize. Forgive me for my sins.
Here for Gorgon.
Let's see. Let's see who is going currently. And then Friday we'll be doing more Legend of Dragoon on Chai's channel, and then possibly Claire Obscure. If the game's up for it. Unsure.
Sure.
Wait,
On
no,
Friday?
Friday you're
Wait.
working. Friday you're working, right,
Friday I'm
right.
working. Oh, it's Saturday. I'm free on Saturday.
Saturday will depend on how I'm feeling after D&D. We'll see. Heavy asterisks. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
Unsure. Let's see. See, another VTuber who is literally just starting Library of Ruina. Literally in the first opening cutscene when the only time that Angela has her old outfit.
Like the Library of Death outfit, or
Yeah. Fuck it. It'll be funny. We can raid them and be like, yeah, we just finished this game. How much time did it take, including reading everything? You know, about like 180 hours.
Almost 200 hours.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see y'all later. Thank you, Blinn and Gabe, for helping me read over things. My voice would have been
Of
shredded
course.
after one of these.
As always.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess we'll be doing new content in this setting in about 2 weeks.
Hey.
Hooray! All right. Night, everyone. I'm gonna go get some much needed sleep. Happy that we're winding up at this time. All right. Farewell.
See ya, Jen.